It's time for Dixie State University Athletics on Radio Dixie 91.3 KXDS Santa Clara. DSU Athletics on Radio Dixie 91.3 is brought to you by Ken Garff St. George Ford Lincoln, your neighborhood Ford dealer. We hear you. And now, it's time for DSU Athletics.
Well, pleasant good evening to you, and we welcome you to Burns Arena for another edition of Dixie State Trailblazer basketball here from St. George, Utah, on the Trailblazer Basketball Network. Carrick Segmiller, Mike Olson sitting courtside with you as the Trailblazers get set to host a very familiar foe tonight, one that they've played quite a bit over the past 10 years or so, and that is the Urban Knights, of Academy of Art University out of San Francisco, California. Indeed, a former Pac-West Conference foe coming in here in just the second game of the season for Dixie State. And the Trailblazers will bring in the Urban Knights for a non-conference matchup here inside the Dixie State Red Lion Hotel's Thanksgiving Classic. Again, good evening, everybody, and welcome courtside. Mike Olson, Carrick Segmiller with you as we enter the Dad's Trucking pregame show. Mike, excited to have you along and have you on board again for this matchup between these two teams that know a lot about one another.
They do. We've been playing Academy of Art for a long time. Very familiar with them. They're very familiar with Dixie. Very familiar with the surroundings. You know, a lot of teams that come to Burns Arena for the first time are a little bit shocked. This is a D2 arena. It's not your typical D2 arena, and these guys are very familiar with that. Both teams coming in here will be very welcome and very comfortable playing here.
Here inside the Dad's Trucking pregame show, let's give you a little bit on each team. Of course, this is the second game of the season for Dixie State. Academy of Art has a couple of games in hand on Dixie State. They're 0-3 at this point, but they've played a couple of close ones. Started the season off at the San Francisco State Tip-Off Classic, kind of cross-town, cross-city rivals, if you may, although in different conferences. San Francisco State in the CCAA. San Francisco State kind of ran away with that one on November 9th last week, 78-41 in that one. And then the Urban Knights of Academy of Art turned around the next night and took on a very tough Sonoma State squad, also out of the CCAA. Year in, year out, always good at Sonoma State. It took an extra session of basketball to decide that one, but ultimately the Sea Warriors taking that one with Sonoma State 68-66 in overtime. And then on November 14th, on Wednesday, the 14th of November, the Academy of Art, his first home game inside the Kezar Pavilion in San Francisco, taking on Cal State East Bay, a back-and-forth game, one the Academy of Art, they talked to him, really felt like they could and should have won, dropping that one 79-74. Of course, last week, as you take a look at Dixie State, we had that game for you right here in the Trailblazer Basketball Network. Cal Poly Pomona was in town, and Dixie State was 0-5 all time going up against the Broncos. Broncos jumped up to a 19-point lead. Dixie State rallied back to within two, even had a three from Andre Williams on the left wing to try to take the lead late. It was not to be. Dixie State ultimately fell on that one, 72-66. It's the only time we've seen Dixie State on the floor. We'll break down both teams here, Mike, but let's start with Dixie State. We mentioned on the broadcast last week, we saw a lot of good things from Dixie State in the second half last week. I fully expect those to carry over into the first half and have a quick start here tonight.
Absolutely. They need to have a better start. You look at what happened last week. They spent so much energy trying to get back into that game after that 19-point deficit. So definitely key number one for Trailblazers to get off to a better start.
Let's take a quick look at Academy of Art as kind of our keys to the game, brought to you by Mountain America. That is indeed one of them. We'll give you a couple more as the Trailblazers come forward here in just a moment. But let's look at Academy of Art, their players, and we'll keep starting lineup here in just a few minutes. But only one player in double figures for this Academy of Art squad. And interestingly enough, that player, at least in the three games that they've played, has come off of the bench so far. They're going to start him tonight, so he makes his first start of the season in the starting lineup. And we're going to try really hard on the pronunciation guide here in front of us, and we're going to do our best. That double-digit scorer is 6'3", 192-pound sophomore guard Stefan Milivojevic. 12.7 points per game, also 2.7 rebounds per game, a good three-point shooter, and the offense, like I said, the first three games of the season, he's been coming off the bench, but he's starting tonight. The offense runs through Milivojevic.
Yeah, it'll be exciting. He's a good player. Talking to Coach Barnes, Dixie State today, he had a lot of great things to say about him. Solid player. He's definitely a type of player that is a starter coming off the bench. He brought a lot of energy, but he's going to be ready to go tonight.
Of course, right behind him is the other starter, 5'11", 160-pound senior guard from Pismo Beach, California, Kobe Williams. Again, the senior, we've seen him the last few years. Good player, 9.7 points per game. Dishes out about 3 assists per game. Again, good free throw shooter. Pretty good from the field. Through the first 3 games so far this season, he's not going to kill you from the outside, but he does a lot of good things as well. There's a couple of key players to look for Academy of Art. Of course, the Urban Knights, led by head coach Julius Barnes in his 7th season at the helm of Academy of Art, compiling a 47-112 record in San Francisco. We talked about it on the broadcast last week. Very Dixie State program because the older brother of Dixie State assistant Jeremiah Barnes, and in fact, up until just last year, Jeremiah was an assistant on Julius's staff as well. So Coach Judkins, Coach Winters, Coach Barnes, obviously being brothers, they all have a very good relationship with Coach Barnes of Academy of Art. It'll be fun to see kind of what element that brings into the game tonight.
Yeah, it's fun watching Jeremiah down on the other bench. He's very familiar, and brother Julius he was a great basketball player, great basketball mind, knows how to recruit, done a great job with this Academy of Art program.
For Dixie State, only 1 game to go off of, so the scoring averages and the numbers don't mean a whole lot at this point because there's only the 1 game, but we can reflect on that game, that 72-66 loss to Cal Poly Pomona. Matt Conway, the junior transfer out of Albany, University of Albany, 22 points last week, shot at 40% from the field, made a couple of threes, 76% from the free throw line, grabbed 4 rebounds as well. Showed right off the bat that Dixie State needed a scoring leader. He showed that he could be that guy. Right behind him was Wade Miller off the bench with a couple of 3-point shots. He had 13 points. Hopefully you can see guys like Zach Frampton, Quincy Matthews, and Tub Price get a little bit more involved tonight.
That's right, and I think those free throws last week were crucial.
Yeah.
And, that's where Conway got Dixie back into the game, is getting this free throw line.
We are courtside. Carrick Stagman and Mike Olson inside the Dad's Trucking pregame show. The teams aren't lining up like they are going to take an anthem. So we're going to talk here for just a minute. If they are going to take an anthem, we will make sure that we take the break. Everyone standing up. I think we're going to. So let's go ahead. Let's step away. Let's take a 2-minute timeout, both on TV and radio, for the national anthem. When we come back, we have some Lonnie Boys starting lineups for you, as well as some Mountain America keys to the game. 2-minute timeout and back with the start of this game.
It's back to the action for DSU Athletics, brought to you by Ken Garff St. George Ford Lincoln. We now return you to Dixie State Athletics.
Welcome back courtside inside the Burns Arena. We are set to get this thing underway, but not before, as we wrap up the Dad's Trucking pregame show, not before some Lonnie Boys barbecue starting lineups, as well as some Mountain America keys to the game. For you TV and internet viewers, you're getting to see that the 2018-2019 Dixie State starting lineup video, the hype video. You'll also see the individual starting lineup videos as well. First, let's give you some starting lineups brought to you by Lonnie Boys Barbecue. Go check them out. They've got some of the best food in town. They make me hungry just thinking about it. Let's go with Academy of Art first, coming in with a record of 0-3, of course, led by head coach Julius Barnes in his 7th season at the helm. They go like this: 5'11", 160-pound senior guard, number 11, Kobe Williams. A 6'4", 190-pound senior guard, number 22, Keel Long. A 6'8", 210-pound redshirt sophomore forward, Luka Radovich. A 6'7", 200-pound redshirt junior guard, number 20, Victor Ruiz de Carranza. And a 6'3", 192 sophomore guard. We talked about it on the pregame show, 12.7 points per game, number 30, Stefan Milivojevic. Starting this one, that is your starting 5 for the Urban Knights, coming into this one averaging 60.3 points per game while giving up 75 points per game. It's early, so those numbers, you don't put too much stock in them until at least a couple more games, a little bit more sample size, but they do have 3 games under their belt. Now for your Dixie State Trailblazers, before we give you the Mountain America keys to the game. 0-1 so far this season, led by head coach John Judkins. 6th season at the helm, 14th season here at Dixie State, compiling 528 career wins between his time at Snow College and here at Dixie State. They go like this: 6'3" junior guard Jack Pagankoff, a 6'3" redshirt sophomore guard, Zach Frampton, 6'7" senior forward, Quincy Matthews, 6'7" redshirt senior forward, Dub Price, and a 6'7" junior forward, Matt Conway. Mike, we've got 20 seconds before this thing gets tipped off and underway, so why don't you give us a couple Mountain America keys to the game? You kind of hinted at one earlier. Keys to the game, right here from Mike Olson.
Definitely a good start. They've got to come out quick. Second thing is they've got to play with a lot of energy. It's tough, even though you're home, to come and play after Thanksgiving break. You've got to come back with a lot of energy. And number 3, they have to do a better job with their field goal percentage. Last week, very rough start shooting the ball. They need to get better shots in the offense and shoot with confidence.
Here we go. Dixie State wearing the home whites, red numbers, blue trim, Academy of Art. Road blacks, white numbers, red trim. It will be Radovich jumping it for the Urban Knights, and it will be Matthews jumping it for Dixie State. The Urban Knights going to win this one, and they move left to right across your radio dial and across, of course, on your screen. We're filming from the other side. They will move right to left on your screen. Academy of Art will set it up. Kobe Williams, three-point land straight away. Dribbles through the legs, pass inside. Radovich will catch. Had a good look at it. Too strong. Here comes Pagan Ka for Dixie State. The Dub Price, three-pointer straight away. Bang! Dixie State off to a good start. Lead it 3-0.
Great start. Good transition offense. Dub Price did not hesitate to let that go.
The first lead of the year for the Trailblazers. They did not lead all game last Saturday. Academy of Art the other way. It's Keel Long, and he's fouled on his way to the bucket. Pagan Koff going to pick up the foul. But good to see Dixie State aggressive on defense, not going to let any easy buckets get by them.
Yeah, very aggressive man-to-man. You know, Academy of Art setting a lot of ball screens at the beginning of the game, and Dixie's choosing at this point to go under those. You know, they're daring him to shoot it.
First free throw from Keel Long. Hits off the back iron. It looked like it was going to roll off. Did not. Instead, it falls through. 3-1 Dixie State lead. Second free throw is short. Offensive rebound. Radovich kicks it back out to Long. Now to Williams. And the Urban Knights will reset. 19-12 to play. Opening frame. In the corner. Milivojevic. Can't get it to go. Zach Frampton the rebound. Here come the Trailblazers. Ball stripped out of his hands, but it bounces to Dub Price. One pass inside. Quincy Matthews back to Dub. Baseline right side. They'll whip it around the horn of Pagan Koff. Into the left block. Conway. Right-handed floater. Good.
Great patience. Great ball reversal. And that's right where Conway left off. Very hard post, establishing position, and the offense getting the ball where he is the best.
5-1, Dixie State on top. 18:40 remaining in the first half. Carranza into the right corner, Long to Williams. Williams inside, Radovich. Right-handed floater off the back iron. Conway the rebound for Dixie State. Coach Judkins wants the Trailblazers to run. Pagan Koff into the left corner, Quincy Matthews. Swing it back to Conway. To the right wing, Frampton. Frampton to Dub Price. Price will hand off to Pagan Koff. Fumbles, deep three, left wing, too strong. And here come the Urban Knights on the rebound. Carranza will clean it up and walk it across the timeline. 5-1, Dixie State lead. 18 minutes remaining in the first half. 2 minutes gone by. Kobe Williams will set things up for Art U. Williams dumps it to Radovich. 15 feet from the bucket, right side. Passing the inline, stolen by Zach Frampton, and here comes Dixie State. Frampton across the center stripe. Trying to work it inside. It's tipped, saved back in by Pagan Koff, but he tosses it right to Carranza. Carranza's pass will be tipped out of bounds. And an up and down, back and forth game. 17:33 to go, 5-1 Dixie State lead. Urban Knights with possession.
Now, the same play they ran last time, the difference was they were able to reverse it all the way around, and Conway was there. That time, the ball didn't make it all the way from right to left. It got hung up at the top a little bit. Coach Judkins wanting that ball reversal side to side.
Cameron Niven will check in for Academy of Art, 6'8" senior center. He will check in. Niven out of Castro Valley, California. Milivojevic floating, too strong. Frampton the rebound. Outlet pass to Quincy Matthews. Here come the Trailblazers. Jump stop, high off the window. Couldn't get it to go. Good thought. Couldn't quite get the bucket to fall. Here comes the Urban Knights. Milivojevic stolen away. Dub Price. Pass ahead to Quincy Matthews. Leaves it for Frampton. Steps into a three, left wing. Too strong. Conway and Carranza tangled up under the bucket. Who did the foul go against? It'll be Victor Ruiz de Carranza picking up his first foul. Dixie State will get it back in a fresh 30.
Couple of new, let's see.
Zuri Williams checking in for Academy of Art, as well as Nemanja. And this name's not on the pronunciation guide. It's Dub Price. Misses it. Here comes Academy of Art. Nemanja Kovacevic checking into the game. For the Urban Knights, Kobe Williams will set it up. Leads for Zuri Williams. In the left corner. Kobe Williams, fadeaway three, and it's a 5-4 Dixie State lead.
You know, Academy of Art's going to take those shots, and they're going to be hot and cold. You can't let them get hot very early.
Quincy Matthews has it stripped away by Zuri Williams. Urban Knights could take the lead, and they will on the Zuri Williams steal and score on the other end, 6-5. Art U on top.
You know, they're not backing down. Right away, they are attacking defensively, making Dixie State run their offense.
Quincy Matthews spin in the lane, traveled. Trying to split two defenders. Referee says one step too many. Turnover.
No, Carrick, you talked at the beginning of the game, pregame, how familiar these teams are. Julius Barnes, he knows exactly what Dixie's running. He's seen this before. You can tell they're very prepared. They know where the screens are. They know how to get through them. This is very familiar territory for them.
Andre Wilson and Wade Miller will check in for Dixie State. We are under 16. Media timeout coming next whistle. Dante Williams leaves it for Niven. Backing in on Conway. Has a couple inches on him and he'll float it with the right-handed score at 8-5. Academy of Art on top. 15:43 to go. Cameron Chatwin off the bench for Dixie State. He'll check in after the media timeout. Miller swinging to Wilson, right corner. To Dub Price looking inside. He'll bounce it to Conway. Fighting for position. He's fouled and one. The bucket, the foul, free throw coming for Matt Conway.
That's the key to their offense. You know, you see the ball when it's reversed, you know Conway's going to have good position. If they can feed him the ball in the post, that's really the hub of their offense right there early on the game. They're looking to go for him. He made a difference last week, and they're trying to make him have an impact on the game early tonight.
Foul will go against De Carranza, his first. 15:30 to go. The first media timeout. Academy of Art 8, Dixie State 7. 60-second timeout and back on the Trailblazer Basketball Network.
It's back to the action for DSU Athletics, brought to you by Ken Garff St. George Ford Lincoln. We now return you to Dixie State Athletics.
Welcome back inside the Burns Arena. 15:30 remaining in the first half. Trailblazers trailing 8-7. Matt Conway making the layup. He's got 4 points. He also was fouled by De Carranza. He'll go to the line to try to complete the three-point play. Cameron Chatwin still waiting at scorer's table. He's going to be checking in, presumably, for Conway, the shooter. Trailblazers and Urban Knights, identical shooting percentages so far, both 3 for 7.
That's right. You know, and that was one of our keys is for them to get off to a good start at shooting the ball well. They've had the open shots, just not been able to convert.
Free throw is up and in. Conway had to think about the free throw throughout the timeout. Nothing doing, though. Didn't bother him. He makes the free throw. We're tied at 8. Cameron Chatwin into the game. Dixie State will extend some full court pressure. Are you able to get it in? Bree Williams across the timeline, picked up by Andre Wilson. Williams will hand off to Dante Williams, and he's fouled by Andre Wilson, his first.
I love that matchup right there with Andre Wilson at the point guard. Right, he's going to force Academy of Art to really work hard to get their offense set up. Very heady. He's going to put a lot of ball pressure and do a good job of forcing Academy of Art to keep the ball. You can see him trying to keep it on the right side of the floor.
Wilson nearly had a steal, deflected it out of the hands of Kovacevic, and it goes right to Zuri Williams. 5 to shoot. Kovacevic to Dante Williams. 2 Williams on the floor right now for the Urban Knights. Dante Williams deep 2. No. Zach Frampton rebound for Dixie State. Here come the Trailblazers. Frampton bounces to Wade Miller, right wing 3. Bang! First shot. He takes it. He makes it. Another Intermountain Healthcare three-pointer for Dixie State. Trailblazers lead 11-8.
Great shot by Wade Miller, but I'm telling you, that he got that shot because of the defensive possession. In this matchup at the top, Andre Wilson is doing a very good job of disrupting their offense.
14:35 to go in the first. Dixie State leading 11-8. Dante Williams holds it right wing, bounces inside Niven. Crashed upon by 2 Dixie State players, misses the layup. Cameron Chatwin, Dub Price combining to force that miss. Zach Frampton, left wing, whipping it inside Chatwin. Pump fake, right-hand floater, no. Off balance, couldn't get it to go. Here come the Urban Knights. Dante Williams with it. 14:05 remaining here in the first. 11-8 Dixie State lead in this back and forth game. Dason Youngblood up off the bench. Zuri Williams deep two, right wing, no. Zach Frampton the rebound. Frampton on the run, leaves for Wade Miller. They'll leave him open, takes it, too strong. Cameron Chatwin offensive rebound. He's fouled on the putback. 2 free throws for Cameron Chatwin.
It was a good look by Miller. You know, Coach Judkins isn't going to get upset about that shot. Feet were set. Great look. He nailed the first one. That's a shot you can live with when you have offensive position to get the rebound. And right there was great position. And Dixie State, again, making their impact on the game coming from the free throw line. Offensive rebounding, doing a good job of getting back to the free throw line and convert some points.
Free throws on the broadcast all season long, brought to you by Fabulous Freddy's, as Chatwin will leave the first one short. Chatwin coming into this game, I believe that's his first free throw attempt of the season, actually, after not getting any last week. Youngblood will check in for the Trailblazers. We've said that name a few times over the past few years. That was because Daylor Youngblood, older brother of Dason Youngblood, was a 3-year player for Dixie State. Chatwin makes the second free throw, a game-high lead of 4 for Dixie State at 12-8, 13:43 to go. And Niven gets inside. He'll lay it in for Academy of Art. 12-10 the lead.
Yeah, Trailblazers not getting back. That transition defense is critical, especially when you've got a big guy that's going to run the floor as well as Niven is going to.
Wilson, and he throws it away. Miscommunication. He threw it right between Cameron Chatwin and Dason Youngblood, and neither was expecting the pass turnover.
Okay, Academy of Art doing a good job of hanging around in this game. They've got a great game plan, and now it's up to Coach Judkins and his staff to make an adjustment and really identify how they can adjust to the ball pressure, denying the passing lanes. All that's has to get adjusted quick. Is we're almost to that second 8-minute battle.
Zuri Williams for Academy of Art splits a couple of defenders high off the window, and he makes it. We're tied at 12. Was bumped by Wade Miller. Dixie State luckily did not be possibly giving up a traditional three-point play here. Wilson to Josh Newbold. He'll take a 3 left wing, and he knocks it in. Dixie State on top 15-12. Newbold's first points as a Trailblazer after redshirting last season.
Good-looking shot. Great look. Feet were set within the offense. That's the type of shot that he can get regularly.
Urban Knights the other way. They'll set up the offense. It'll be Milivojevic, top of the key. Gives it to Dante Williams. Try to answer. Left wing 3. And it's money. Tied at 15. 12:25 to play.
KYP, know your person. You know he can shoot.
How will Dixie State respond? Game tied at 15. Wade Miller. And he'll dribble around. Lefty layup good. Dixie State leading 17-15.
Good start for Wade Miller. He's had a couple of good looks inside and outside. That's what you like to see from your shooters, mixing it up a little bit.
12 minutes even to go. We've got the media timeout coming next whistle. Trailblazers by 2, 17-15. Art U setting things up, 10 to shoot. Dante Williams, baseline left side, pulls up, fadeaway jumper. Too strong. Cameron Chatwin the rebound. Handing off to Dason Youngblood. Leaves for Chatwin. Swinging it to Wilson. Crossing to the left, spinning back to the right. Now he backs it out, bouncing inside Newbold. Mid-post right side, leaves it for Wade Miller. 15-foot jumper, kisses it off the window. Too strong, Niven the rebound for Academy of Art. And that will bring us to the media. 11:27 to play. Back and forth we go inside the Burns. Dixie State 17, Academy of Art 15. We take the 1-minute timeout and come back on the Trailblazer Basketball Network.
It's back to the action for DSU Athletics, brought to you by Ken Garff St. George Ford Lincoln. We now return you to Dixie State Athletics.
Welcome back inside the Burns Arena. 11:27 to play. Dixie State leading 17-15. Well, we've got 2 4-minute battles in the books. We're 8 minutes into this one, a little more than 8 minutes into this one. Dixie State a slim 17-15 lead. Been back and forth. What have you seen so far that you've liked from Dixie State in this game, Mike?
Well, they're getting good shots. When they push the ball, they're very good. But they're also getting good at knowing that transition offense isn't there, and they back it out and run their stuff.
Gary Davis will check in for Academy of Art during the break. He brings the ball to the floor. Milivojevic, 3-pointer right corner. He buries it. 18-17. Dixie State trailing.
We talked about them being streaky. You do not want their shooters to get confident. They can get very hot very quick.
Dixie State trying to answer here. Trailing by 1, 18-17. 10:55 to play. Conway check back in during the break. Will swing to Youngblood. Left wing dribbles in. Shot in the paint is blocked. Tap back out. It's loose. Pagenkopf picks it up for Dixie State. Shot clock did not reset. 5 to shoot. Pagenkopf passing in the inline. He stepped out of bounds. Turns it over. Back to Academy of Arts.
5th turnover of the game for Dixie State. That's too many. We talked last week. They had 12 the first half, and that really hurt them last week, and they're on pace again for another high turnover first half. Something that needs to be fixed, and a lot of it just has to do with the pressure that Academy of Art is playing with out on the perimeter and making it hard for Dixie.
10:30 remaining in the first. 18-17 Academy of Art lead. Radovich, he'll catch and score in the lane. 20-17, game high lead for Academy of Art. First bucket for Radovich. Quincy Matthews to Zach Frampton. Pagenkopf looking inside Conway. Excuse me, that's Josh Newbold, and he'll score off the window with a foul. Josh Newbold, the redshirt freshman, making an immediate impact on this game after checking in.
Well, and it's interesting, both teams going into the post. You're seeing that's the last few possessions on both sides. They've fed the ball inside and let their big post players go to work. And it'll be interesting to see how they counter that. If Academy of Art's going to start doubling that post or still play it straight up man-to-man.
Newbold will miss the free throw off the left side. Dixie State within 1. 20-19, 10:03 to play. Really feel like Josh Newbold can really have a big impact on this, not only this game, but this Trailblazers season. Big-time player. Milivievich, free throw line. Driving left, hangs off the window, hits. Will they count it? They will. And I believe that is the right call. He was up, going for the bucket. The contact came, and he sinks it. Foul will go against Zach Frampton, his first. Milivievich, after making a 3, is on the board again with a possible 3-point try.
So you can see he does a good job of using his body. He knows how to feel the contact but still maintain his balance. But really, Carrick, the key right now is points in the paint. Dixie's giving up far too many points in the paint. Those are high percentage shots for Academy of Art, and they keep getting those high shots. They're still going to hang around this game.
Milivievich missing the free throw. Dixie State the rebound. They changed the foul. They incorrectly called it against Zach Frampton. It was Josh Newbold picking up the foul, his first. Quincy Matthews holding right wing. Comes off a screen, nothing there. Loses a steal. Here comes Academy of Art. Keel Long came up with it. Pass ahead to Gary Davis. Pass into the corner. Milivievich leaving for Radovich. Kicking it back out. Davis. Pump fake. Will drive inside. Leap and leaner. He traveled. Shot attempt is not going to count. He traveled. Good thought with a pump fake. Shuffled the feet on his way in. Turns it over.
Yeah, he did still get to the key, and Dixie has to protect the paint. And he traveled, but the bigger issue is he got to where he wanted to go.
9:15 remaining in the first. Dixie State trailing it 22-19. Dub Price holding on the left elbow. Hands off to Pagenkopf. Whips it inside. Dub Price pick and roll. And he scores it. Good pass from Pagenkopf. Dub Price finishing on the left side.
Yeah, that's Dixie State basketball right there. It's very fundamental. Great screen. A great read. Leads to an easy basket.
22-21. Dixie State trailing by 1. 8:52 to go until the break. Keel Long driving inside. Tries to scoop it up. And it's tapped out of bounds by the Urban Knights. Dixie State will get it back.
Now, this is a big possession for Dixie. Down 1 with 8:45 to go. They have a chance right now to set up an offensive set and get a good look. They've, 8 minutes, 45 seconds to go in the first half. This is a key possession for them. Look for Dixie State to be patient. They run their offensive set and look to get something inside.
Pagenkopf. Trapped on the left wing. Knocked out of his hands. It's loose. Picks it back up. 17 to shoot. Cross-court pass to Frampton. Tipped by Milivievich to Dub Price. And Price is fouled. Price and Milivievich get their feet tangled up. And Milivievich is going to be hit with a foul.
The pressure's causing problems. Academy of Art they're very scrappy, very aggressive, and that pressure's causing Dixie a little bit of trouble here. They're trying to run their offense, but they're flying all over the place. They've got their hands in, they're moving their feet, they're very active, and they're playing with a lot of energy.
Frampton, like he might have been tripped up, cutting through the lane, catches, leaves it for Quincy Matthews. 18-foot jumper left side, he buries it.
Quincy needed that shot. Coming off of that screen, he needed to hit that shot to get his confidence up, get him going.
8:10 remaining in the first. Dixie State back up on top, 23-22. I'm not sure how many at this point. We've had quite a few lead changes already in the first 12 minutes of this game. Milivojevic throws it inside. Quincy Matthews could have had a steal. He turned around to see it. Here's Gary Davis, and he pushed off. He's going to get hit with the offensive foul. It's the right call. The arm came out extended. Dixie State leads by 1, 23-22. They forced the turnover.
They've done a great job of getting the lead, with 23-22 going into this media timeout. But now, once again, coming out of a timeout, a chance to regroup. Coach Judkins will meet with his staff now. They'll draw up a play. They'll make an adjustment. They understand they need to execute. Execution is big in this play right here. So if they can come out and get a momentum going, hopefully they can get a string of points, get on a run here before the end of the first half.
Let's step away, take a 30-second timeout, 7:52 remaining, 23-22 Dixie State lead, 30-second timeout, and back on the Trailblazer Basketball Network.
It's back to the action for DSU Athletics, brought to you by Ken Garff St. George Ford Lincoln. We now return you to Dixie State Athletics.
23-22 Dixie State back up on top with 7:52 remaining. It's been back and forth, been tied 3 times, 4 lead changes already so far. Mike and Dixie State leading by 1, but you mentioned a couple times. We can keep harping on it. These two teams know each other. Julius Barnes, Academy of Art head coach, knows everything that Coach Judkins wants to do, and we're seeing it so far. His team put in a good effort, and 23-22 Dixie State lead.
Yeah, no question they're very well coached and very prepared for this game.
Paganikoff, Dixie State with it out of the timeout. They'll bounce it inside. Conway fakes left, goes right. The floater off the back iron, and here come the Urban Knights. Kobe Williams with it.
No surprise that Dixie wanted to go inside. Right now, points in the paint is even, 10 points apiece. Both teams trying to pound the ball inside.
Kobe Williams, the right wing, Milivojevic. Top of the key, Radovich. Back to Keel Long. Long got about dribbling to the corner. It's stripped off his leg. Had to chase it down. 4 to shoot. Milivojevic. Step back. Leans into a 3. Air ball that should be a shot clock violation. It is. There's not many things more that get Coach Judkins more excited than a shot clock violation. Trailblazers get one there.
It's a great defensive effort. They did a great job on the screens. You can see that's one adjustment Dixie's made very early is how to deal with those screens. And their communication is better defensively. They're identifying the shooters. They're not flying out there into control. They've kind of calmed down a little bit defensively and really gotten in a good rhythm.
Zuri Williams and Kovacevic back in for the Urban Knights. Quincy trying to bounce it into Conway. He threw it away, still for Academy of Art. Here we go, the other way. Kovacevic, left corner 3, too strong. Niven offensive rebound. 1 bounce to the glass. Shot blocked by Zach Frampton and out of bounds. Art, you will maintain possession.
Second offensive rebound of the game for Niven. Does a good job. He's very physical, strong. He's got some length. A big body on him. He's not afraid to bang around a little bit, but for second, and he's the only one that's got an offensive rebound with 2.
Kobe Williams to trigger, baseline left side for the Urban Knights. Will lob out to Zuri Williams. Lets it bounce across the timeline before he chases it down. Plenty of time on the shot clock to get set up. Right wing 3 on the way, Kobe Williams. Rims out. Matt Conway will save it into Dub Price. Now to Paganikoff, and here come the Trailblazers. Frampton to Paganikoff, right wing 3, bingo. Dixie State leading 26-22.
No, he had that shot initially, but he wanted to get a reversal. He got it over to his teammate. Frampton recognized, had his feet set and gave it right back to him. Shot ready, great looking shot.
6:15 remaining in the first. Dixie State matching their game high lead of 4. And they build upon that here, get a stop, try to add a couple more buckets. Williams, that's Zuri Williams. Inside shot blocked by Conway, denied. Here comes Paganikoff. Has Dub Price. 1 dribble, gets inside, out the window. No, putback is good by Matt Conway. I think Dub Price going to get a pair of free throws. The whistle came in before the putback by Conway.
Again, another example of how your defense can lead to offense. Like another great defensive set where they were able to get the ball out, get in transition, both guys running the lane, and Dub Price doing a very good job of attacking the basket.
Kovacevic will pick up the foul. Dub Price to the line for a pair of Fabulous Freddy's free throws. Price last week made all of his free throw attempts. And he hits this one here. He's got 6 points. 1 more free throw coming. Dixie State a new game-high lead of 5, 27-22, and Dub Price will sink the free throw. He's got 7. 28-22, Dixie State by 6, 5:53 to go until the break. Urban Knights setting it up. Kovacevic to the left side, and Kobe Williams. 3 different Williams on this Academy of Arts squad. Try to keep track of who is who. Kobe Williams splits 2 defenders, passes tipped, and an offensive foul. He ran over Andre Wilson before he got rid of the pass.
Well, you talked about not Coach Judkins. There's not many things that can get him more excited than a shot clock violation.
That's
we just saw the number one thing is taking a charge.
That's it.
You know, it's interesting. For the first time in the ball game, Dixie went to a zone that one time. They came down and it looked like they were playing a little bit of a zone. Academy of Art off balance a little bit, and then led to a charge.
Critical part of this game here. What does Dixie State do? Can they balloon to lead the double digits? Or will the Urban Knights fight back? Pagan-Koff to the right side of Frampton. Pump fake on the right wing. Instead, will bounce inside Matt Conway, 10 feet from the bucket, backing his way in. High off the window. Did that bounce on the window before it was blocked? Referees say no. Here comes the Academy of Arts. Dante Williams inside, and he is fouled. Here comes Academy of Arts. Look at that shot. Remaining. Like Dixie State by 3. Pass inside Otero, 1 dribble. His shot, not sure if it was blocked, but it was definitely disrupted by Dub Price. Price with the rebound. Outlet to Pagan-Koff. Here come the Trailblazers. Frampton bounces into Conway. 17 feet from the bucket, left side. Right side. Swing it around the horn left to Pagan-Koff. Top of the key to Wilson. Is tipped away and stolen by Zuri Williams. One-on-one with Wilson. Put away off the window. No, put back. Rims out. Pagan-Koff rebound.
You know, that's 6 points that Academy of Art have left missing shots inside the key. So Dixie State's lucky.
Dub Price spots up for 3 straight away off the right side. Conway offensive rebound. Couple of dribbles. Shot blocked. Dixie State coaches, fans, everybody wants a foul. Not going to get it. Kovacevic inside. One-on-one with Wilson, and he'll lay it up and in.
I guarantee you one of the things written on the whiteboard at halftime is going to be transition defense. Academy of Art very quick. They're pushing the ball, and once again, they're getting a good look at the basket from in the paint.
Dub Price will catch. Floater, right-handed, no. Here comes Kovacevic in Academy of Art. The Urban Knights can retake the lead here. After a 28-22 Trailblazer lead, all of a sudden it's 28-27. Dante Williams with 3:08 remaining in the first half. Kovacevic, left corner, 3. It's good. 2-point lead for Academy of Art. How about an 8-0 run for the Urban Knights to take a 2-point lead? Dixie State timeout. That'll bring us to the media at the 3:01 mark. Let's keep it here. Let's talk through this thing. An 8-0 run for the Urban Knights to take a 2-point lead.
Well, that's exactly almost the exact message Coach Judkins had for his team. You know, one thing that I really like about Coach Judkins is he gives his guys a chance first. You know, when Academy of Art was going on that run, most coaches would call a timeout. And there were a few times where he was urging them to play through it. Get through it yourselves. Play through it. Keep playing through it. It'll come. Somebody get a rebound. And then when they hit the 3, then that's when he said, nope, it's time to talk about it.
We got to take the timeout. We got to slow this thing down. So, indeed, it is an 8-0 run. We mentioned it a couple of minutes ago. We said, can Dixie State continue to build this lead, or will Academy of Art fight back into it? Academy of Art has. And how about the Academy of Art bench getting it done? 19 bench points already for Academy of Art. They lead it by 2.
Yeah, it doesn't matter who starts on this team. They can all score, and they all fit very well into the system. So guys coming off the bench can be just as dangerous as the starters. And we saw with Otero, you know, I thought he played some very big minutes. You know, he came in, he hit a big 3, he had a couple of transition looks, and was doing a very good job contesting the post. So if you go back, Carrick, and look at our keys to the game, a good start. They didn't get the start that they wanted. You know, the first maybe 2 minutes maybe, but not the start they wanted. They've played with some good energy, but that energy hasn't converted. You know, it's only been on one end. Defensively, they're lacking a little bit of energy, and they're not getting back. The transition defense is not where it needs to be. Academy of Art's quick. There's no question that they're going to try to run, and Dixie needs to counter that. They need to sprint back, get established defensively.
Eric Sagmiller, Mike Olson with you on the broadcast inside the Burns Arena. Dixie State trailing it by 2 after leading by 6. This game's been back and forth. How about 5 lead changes and 3 ties? All in the first 17 minutes of basketball. Zuri Williams takes it from Andre Wilson. Second time that's happened in just the last couple of minutes. Williams, Kovacevic to Dante Williams. Top of the key to Zuri Williams. 2:30 remaining until halftime, and Academy of Art can build on a 2-point lead. It's 30-28 right now. Dante Williams bouncing inside, looking for Lake Del Mar, and he's fouled. Del Mar will get 2 free throws.
Kirk, we've talked a few times about how your defense can lead to good offense. Well, the last few possessions, we've seen Dixie's bad offense lead to good offense for Academy of Art. That was the 9th turnover of the half for Dixie State.
Second foul against Zach Frampton. Del Mar, first free throw off the left side. He'll get one more. 30-28, Academy of Art lead. How's this for an interesting note as Del Mar gets set for the second free throw? Last week, Dixie State played a team it had never defeated. Tonight, as Del Mar makes the second free throw, he's on the board with a point. Tonight, a team that Dixie State, leading the all-time series 16-0, have never lost to Academy of Art through all of these years.
Been good games. You know, Dixie's come out on top 8 times, but there's been some great games.
31-28, Dixie State trailing. 2:15 to go until the break. Wade Miller to the free throw line. He'll pull up, left elbow jumper, and he sinks it.
Great energy off the bench, you know, and that's what Wade Miller brings, is an opportunity or that option to shoot. He's a great shooter. He can create his own shot. He does a good job of creating.
Miller with 5 points. Dixie State within one, 31-30. 1:55 until the break. Dub Price getting caught out high, going for the steal on Dante Williams. He fouls him. Trailblazers did have a foul to give. That's the 6th team foul, and now from here on out, both teams will shoot.
And nobody in foul trouble. Dub picked up his first foul. I think Frampton, I believe, has 2. He just had a sub. He's the only Trailblazer with any kind of foul issues, but that's okay. You know, Dub being aggressive there, you can live with that. Trying to create a turnover and get a spark before the end of the half.
Dante Williams will set things up for Academy of Art. Holds, 3-point land straight away. Touch pass, Kovacevic left corner 3. He likes that spot. Couldn't get it that time, though. Dason Youngblood the rebound. Here comes Dixie State. Leaves it for Dub Price, a no-look pass. He'll skip it to the corner. And Wilson. Wilson to Youngblood. He'll center it. D-logo straight away. Trailblazers reset, 15 to shoot. Wade Miller, left elbow. Catches. Back out to Youngblood. Youngblood to Andre Wilson. 10 to shoot. Got to have something. Bouncing to Dub Price. Right side, looking inside. Andre Wilson, shot blocked. And it will go out of bounds. Dixie State maintains a possession, 3 to shoot.
Yeah, 3 seconds on the shot clock. Got the ball out of bounds underneath. It's like timeout Academy of Art. Give Coach Judkins a chance to draw something up.
He's like, thank you very much, Coach Barnes. We'll draw something up here. Dixie State's already used their user to lose it timeout in the first half. Coach Barnes, same mentality. Let's draw something up here and see if we don't give up a good look. Again, timeouts tonight brought to you by Catering Concept. It's been a very entertaining first half, and we break it down a little bit for you. 31-30 if you're just joining us. Dixie State by 1 in this game that we've seen 5 lead changes and 3 ties. Academy of Art leading 31-30. The Urban Knights have come in here, and except for a few minutes where Dixie State built a 6-point lead, Coach Julius Barnes and his crew down on the north end of the Burns Arena have done anything they've wanted to do, and to be leading nearly at halftime, they couldn't ask for anything better.
Yeah, their pressure has been very key from them defensively, creating some turnovers, getting out in the open floor in transition, and getting a lot of points in the paint.
3 seconds to shoot. Youngblood to trigger. Will bounce into Wilson. It's tapped, and it's stolen. Zuri Williams to steal, prompting the classic Coach Judkins foot stomp, as he's not happy with what he sees, and he'll try to urge his guys to get a stop. We are under a minute to play. Gary Davis will bounce to Otero. Otero, 3-point land straight away, leaves for Kovacevic. Kovacevic brings it out to Zuri Williams. Touch pass, Gary Davis. Baseline left side, kicks it out right wing 3. Kovacevic, good. 4-point Academy of Art lead, 34-30.
Well, again, Kovacevic he's a shooter. You know, we've said it before, KYP, know your personnel. You know he's a shooter. You can't lose track of him, especially when they're penetrating, looking to kick.
Dub Price on the left elbow. Good backdoor look to Andre Wilson. He goes reverse from left to right and lays it in out the window.
Great look, but hey, I tell you, everything now is on their defense. You know, defense has to regroup. They've got to talk. They've got to communicate. And this is it. 12 seconds.
Shot clock is off. We are under 10, down to 8. To Otero with 7. Gary Davis leans into a 3. It's blocked off the side of the backboard. Otero throws up a shot. No. Wade Miller, 3-quarter court shot at the buzzer will fall short. It was on line. but it fell short. If he could have had one more dribble on that thing, he might have made it. That will bring us to the halftime break. 20 minutes of basketball in the books, and it has been a good one. Up and down, we have gone inside the Burns Arena. Academy of Art 34, Dixie State 32. Mike Olson, quick hitter thoughts on this first half before we take the break, and then really break it down inside the InfoWest halftime report.
Well, there's a lot to work on. You know, I think we can spend a lot of time breaking that down. We've seen a lot of different things happen, but there's a few things that Coach Judkins is going to be able to adjust and make sure that he's able to communicate to his guys what he expects.
Of course, we talked about last week with how good of a second half team Dixie State is and the second half adjustments you can make. We saw how much different the Trailblazers were in the second half last week than in the first half. And you can only hope for something similar here tonight with Dixie State trailing 34-32. We are 20 minutes into this one. 20 minutes of basketball to go. Will Dixie State get its 17th victory all time against Academy of Art, or will the Urban Knights pull through with their only victory so far in the series? We'll find out. A lot of basketball to be played, but we've got to take a timeout. Let's take a 3-minute halftime break. We'll come back with the InfoWest halftime report to break things down. Academy of Art 34, Dixie State 32. 3-minute timeout and back with the InfoWest halftime report.
It's back to the action for DSU Athletics, brought to you by Ken Garff St. George Ford Lincoln. We now return you to Dixie State Athletics.
It's halftime inside the Burns Arena. Dixie State trailing 34-32. We welcome you inside the InfoWest halftime report. Alongside Mike Olson, I'm Carrick Segmiller. We're going to break this thing down for you. We'll give you the numbers and then give you our thoughts where we feel like Dixie State can tighten things up a little bit. We were just talking about it during the break. I mean, we'll just throw these couple of numbers out here real quick. Dixie State, 10 assists on 12 made baskets, shooting 44% from the field, 12 of 27, including 4 of 8 from downtown. I mean, you'll take those numbers all day long, but another number that we both circled that we had to go to in the halftime report last week was a double-digit turnover. I don't know if you call it performance, but double-digit turnovers, 10 turnovers for Dixie State in the first half. They had 12 in the first half last Saturday. That's just something that, I mean, this team's young. They're getting to know the offense. They're getting settled as a team, but still, Coach Judkins will tell you any day of the week, double-digit turnovers in the game, let alone the first half, is unacceptable.
Yeah, well, it led to 12 points for Academy of Art, 12 points off turnover. So, you know, a lot of that you can say it's guys trying to get the feel, playing with each other. You know, once again, this is their third game. Offensively, they're still trying to find the rhythm, try to find what offensive sets are working for them. What we do know is that when they get the ball and they get some post touches, and Dixie can get post touches downside and allow some screen action to happen in front of them, they're very good. It's when they're patient and they're taking shots within the offense, that's when they're playing their best. They just got to get to that. The hard thing is Academy of Art is pressuring them so much. They've got them running their offense so far away from where Coach Judkins would like to see it set.
And I was just going to mention that, is that, you know, Dixie State has turned the ball over 10 times. And like you said, and I mentioned, you know, they're getting used to playing with each other, a young team, but still credit Academy of Art for what they've done. Coach Julius Barnes has obviously come in with a very good game plan, and 7 of those turnovers have been steals. It's not just forcing Dixie State to throw it away or, you know, an offensive foul or what have you, but there's 7 steals, and they're pressuring. Zuri Williams has got 4 of those steals for Academy of Art, and it's the defensive game plan is leading to the transition offense for Academy of Art. You know, Academy of Art only showing 4 fast break points, and that's because once the fast break slows up, you know, that's off the board. But how many times have we seen Academy of Art push the ball up the floor? They've got Dixie State off balance. They've been able to kick it, pass it around the wing, 3-point shot, boom. And we talked about that during the break. So it's turnovers and that transition defense that I'm sure Coach Judkins is going to, writing it on the board, saying we've got to do these things better.
Yeah, well, there's been 4 3-pointers made just in that scenario we talked about, Carrick, is those transition, you know, Dixie not matching up, finding the shooters, and Academy of Art reversing the ball, 1 or 2 passes and finding a shooter. The bench has been huge for Academy of Art. 23 points coming off the bench with their leading scorer, Kovacevic, leading their team with 8 points coming off the bench. So he's a big guy, and he's definitely looking to get points in the paint, outside, very versatile, very flexible, and they use him very well.
that's one thing about a team too that spreads the ball around. You saw, Milivojevic, has 5 points at this point, and he's done what he's done. He's drawn a lot of attention. Kobe Williams has done a few good things, but every once in a while, it's all about those guys that maybe aren't necessarily, they're on the scouting report, but they're not circled as the guys that are going to kill you. It's you mentioned Kovacevic, everything he's done, and Otero coming off the bench. I mean, he hasn't even played in all 3 games. He played in 2 of the games before tonight's game, and he's got a couple of points and has done some good things for this Academy of Art team. So they've come in, they've executed their game plan to the tune of 13 of 32 shooting, 40% from the field, 6 of 10 from outside, 60% clip. The only thing that you can look at as far as Academy of Art, I mean, they've missed 3 free throws, but they've only attempted 5. So a 40% clip from the free throw line and 2 of 5 there. I mean, they've spread the scoring around, and they've done anything and everything they've wanted to do. How about for Dixie State? They've spread the scoring around as well. 12 of 27 from the field, 44%, 4 of 8 from downtown, 50%, and 4 of 6 from the free throw line, 66%. Individually, 7 points each for for Dub Price and Wade Miller. Matt Conway's got 5 points and 4s as well, but from there, 5 points for Josh Newbold. He came in and had he's only played 4 minutes in this game and was pretty efficient in those 4 minutes, but we haven't seen him since. 3 points each. 3 points for Jack Pagankoff, 2 points for Quincy Matthews, and a single point when Cameron Chatwin. So spread out scoring effort, but Dixie State has got to have somebody that's, and last week it was Matt Conway, especially in the second half. Who's it going to be tonight that says, listen, somebody's got to step up. I'll put this team on my back and at least provide a spark and get everybody going.
Yeah, well, it's going to start with their defense. Who's going to step up defensively and lead this team in the second half, because it just seems like they're lacking that continuity with their defense. They're right away, they had good energy. The bench was talking, and they were a lot of really good energy, but they're not finding the shooters. They're not doing a good job of communicating and helping each other out. Some of those screens hurt them a little bit, but it's who's going to step up defensively and lead Dixie State and get them going defensively, because offensively, I think that'll come. They'll be fine. They'll be able to get some post touches. Matt Conway will do a good job of establishing post, and Quincy Matthews, some of those guys that are very active in the post, that'll be there. And once they start getting more of those post touches, it's going to free up some of those shooters, Wade Miller and Frampton and others who can shoot from the outside. But they've got to establish that inside game first. They can't live on the perimeter, or Academy of Art will kill them.
That's this game, 34-32 at the half. Dixie State trailing by 2. Let's give you a quick look at the game that took place before this Dixie State game. And it's a big one because Dixie State will have to turn right around. You play a tough game tonight. It doesn't get easier at all. You got to play Western Oregon tomorrow night, a team that's been a perennial Division II powerhouse over the past decade. And Western Oregon, a 68-59 win over Westminster College. Another team that you've got circled because you play the Griffins next week in Salt Lake City. So two very, tomorrow's opponent and the next week's opponent matching up on the floor. Good for Dixie State coaches to be able to watch that game and kind of get some scouting in. But the Wolves, it was a back-and-forth game, very close. The Wolves used a three-point barrage midway through the second half to pull away from that one. Western Oregon, 68-59 win over Westminster. The Wolves shot at 41% from the field for the game, 22 of 53. Only made 4 3-point baskets, 19% from the field, 4 of 21, but were 20 of 27 from the free throw line. Westminster, 14 of 42 from the field, 33%, 3 of 10 from the outside, 30%. And how about 28 of 36 from the free throw line, 77%. By comparison, Dixie State attempted 6 free throws in the first half. Academy of Art, 5 free throws in the first half. I mean, that's indicative of a game that was played. I mean, you only see 10 3-point attempts, 21 for the other team, but a game played in the paint, in the lane. But Coach Judkins likes his free throw numbers to be 20-plus, pushing 30 as well. It'll be a very physical game tomorrow night against Western Oregon. They had 3 players in double figures. Jalen Richardson had 17. Dalvin Brashear had 11. Darius Lubaum had 10. So a tough task after, tonight's task, still 20 minutes of basketball to try to get the win against Academy of Art. Turn around, tough game against Western Oregon tomorrow.
Yeah, there's no question. and it's a tough week. We talked about it before. Anytime you have a week that's a little bit different outside of your routine, it forces you to make some adjustments. Trailblazers not having school and Thanksgiving yesterday, it gives guys an opportunity to get to a gym and shoot if they take, the opportunity and get in and do that. But it's really hard to play during a week that's a little bit unfamiliar. No class, and maybe you got a lot of family in town, a great time Thanksgiving, but you still got to come to play. You still have to show up. You still have to be here and fully engaged in what you're doing, and hopefully the second half they'll be able to right the ship a little bit, cut down on the turnovers, convert on some of those offensive sets, and then a much better job defensively.
Dixie State will be looking for that spark plug in the second half. Who will it be? Haven't seen Julian Decree tonight. Have not seen him. He can certainly come in and be a spark plug. One guy that's available, it wasn't dressed last week. He's dressed tonight. We haven't seen him yet this season. Austin Montgomery, haven't seen him yet either. Who will it be? Will it be one of the starting five? Will it be someone off the bench? We will find out. Dixie State trailing 34-32. Let's take a final 60-second break. When we come back, the second half, Academy of Art 34, Dixie State 32. The final 20 minutes of basketball coming up after this 60-second timeout on the Trailblazer Basketball Network.
It's back to the action for DSU Athletics, brought to you by Ken Garff St. George Ford Lincoln. We now return you to Dixie State Athletics.
Welcome back inside the Burns Arena. Dixie State trailing 34-32 as we enter the second half. 20 minutes of basketball up on the second half clock. Back to the original starters for Dixie State: Pagankoff, Frampton, Price, Conway, Matthews. And it looks like Academy of Art will have a little variation of their starters. No, they go back to the original starting five. It'll be Kobe Williams, Keel Long, Luka Radovich, Victor Ruiz de Carranza, and Stefan Milivojevic. Dixie State will have the second half possession, now moving left to right as we see it. You hear it. Inbound pass to Pagankoff, and he will set things up for Dixie State, trailing by 2. They'll look to start things off with a bang here. Try to establish some momentum. Pagankoff to Quincy Matthews. Thought about a three, decides against it, and then throws it away. Zuri Williams going to chase it down, heads up play, and he'll lay it up and in transition.
That was Quincy's 5th turnover of the game.
36-32. Dixie State trailing by 4. The heads-up play by Zuri Williams. He could have let that go for the backcourt violation. Scoops it up, gets an easy layup. Pagankoff inside to Conway. Working on Niven. Gets some help from the backside. It's De Carranza. He comes and gets ball. Dixie State arguing that Niven had a lot of body on that block, but they say, nope, out of bounds to Dixie State.
Opportunity to run one of your offensive sets here underneath the basket.
Pagankoff lobs out to Dub Price. To Frampton, right wing. 8 to shoot. Pagankoff comes off a screen. Step back 3 on the left side. No. Quincy Matthews will chase down the long rebound in the right corner. Knocked out of his hands. He regains. Trailblazers have 25 on the shot clock. Matthews to Price, looking inside Conway. Nothing there. A swing to Frampton. On the angle left side. 15 to shoot now. Frampton leans in. Leaves for Conway. How about a 3 for Conway straight away off the left side? And a foul going to be called against Dixie State. Are they going to get Dub Price? They are. Dub picks it up. And I think it was De Carranza that drew the foul. He certainly threw some theatrics into it. Not saying there was not contact, but he helped draw that whistle. Here come the Urban Knights. 18:45 to go in the second. 36-32. RU lead. Milivojevic. Moving for Kobe Williams. Williams dribbles to the right side, through the legs, whips it inside. De Carranza. Backing in, floater with the left. No, Conway the rebound. Outlet pass to Quincy Matthews. Dixie State wants to run. Now they'll slow it down. And Pagankoff, Quincy, left corner 3. Short off the front iron. Zuri Williams has the rebound. Wade Miller up off the bench. He'll check in next whistle. Niven backing in on Dub Price. Spinning to the left. Quincy Matthews, help side block. Frampton's got it for Dixie State.
Great help side by Quincy there to recognize it. He had to rotate.
Dub Price, pump fake, couple dribbles at the free throw line and misses the jumper. Whistles in the pursuit of the rebound. I believe Dixie State will maintain the possession. Indeed they will. The foul will go against Milivojevic. His second.
No, Carrick, I don't recall Dixie scoring out of out of bounds play underneath the basket this game. I think they've had 3 opportunities and haven't scored yet. Hopefully they turn the tide here.
Pagankoff the trigger, baseline right side, leaves for Frampton. Right back to Pagankoff, right corner. Back to Frampton. They play hot potato. Frampton three-point shot too strong. Matt Conway will be fouled trying to get the rebound. It will go against De Carranza.
They're getting good looks. They're getting the looks that they want. 2 out of bounds plays there. They've had Pagankoff's had one, Frampton's had one. They're getting good looks at the basket. Just not able to convert.
And it was the story of the first half last week. Pagankoff into the right corner to Conway. They'll swing it around the horn to Frampton, left wing. Frampton lobs inside to Price. Price has it knocked out of his hands by Zuri Williams and out of bounds. 21 seconds on the shot clock, and Dixie State will get it back.
Dub looking at his wrist right there like, what was that?
Like, you see that handprint right there? That wasn't there before. Pagankoff, baseline right side, inside to Dub Price. Fadeaway floater with the right. Couldn't get it to go. Wade Miller, offensive rebound. The putback crawls over the rim and in.
You know, once again, Wade Miller it doesn't take him long to make his an impact on the game. Right away, getting a key offensive rebound.
36-34. Dixie State back within 2. 17-20 remaining in the second. Carranza, hand check foul. Just past the free throw line will go against Zach Frampton, his third. 17-17. Andre Wilson, off the bench. He'll check in with Frampton. You're going to see your first Trailblazer in a little bit of foul trouble. Third foul against Frampton, reaching in. And actually, he wasn't reaching. He was in front of him. It was Pagankoff that did the reaching. Carranza has it stripped away. Conway throws it right back. It's tipped out of bounds. And it will stay with Dixie State. A couple of Dixie State fans behind us exhorting the Trailblazers to take care of the ball.
Well, they need to. The turnovers are still, it's killing them. Those lost possessions are really hurting Dixie State.
17 minutes even remaining. 3 minutes gone by in the second frame. Wade Miller, catch and shoot 3, left corner. Good look. Rattles around and pops out. Kobe Williams the rebound for Academy of Art. 36-34, Art U lead for now. Milivojevic, 3-point shot too strong. Andre Wilson the rebound. He's for Wade Miller. Wade whips it inside. Conway going up strong. The bucket and the foul.
Great look by Wade Miller. I'll tell you, he sees the floor very well. He waiting for the play to develop. He was waiting for the screen to happen, and Conway got there. It's where he's familiar, right? Conway shoots a lot of free throws. Does a very good job getting to the free throw line.
Conway to the stripe to try to complete the 3-point play. He's got 7 points tonight. Went for 22 last week. He'll need to have a big second half to get up above 20 this week as he completes the 3-point play the old-fashioned way. He's got 8. Of course, 16:37 to go, so an eternity of basketball to be played. He could get there. 37-36, Dixie State back up on top with 16:35 to go in the second. Kobe Williams across the timeline, swings it to Zuri Williams, right wing. Otero back in for Academy of Art. He had a big first half, at least a big impact. Leave to Zuri Williams. Drive the end line, leaves it inside for Niven, spinning off the window and in for Cameron Niven. He's got 6.
2 more points in the paint for Academy of Art.
38-37. Dixie State trailing by 1. Cameron Chatwin back into the game for Dixie State. And speaking of Chatwin, catch and shoot, 3-pointer, left wing, and it's good.
They needed that one. they needed that shot for a good 3 or 4 minutes here.
Another Intermountain Healthcare 3-point shot. Dixie State on top, 40-38. 15:45 to go. Media timeout coming on the next whistle. Kobe Williams pulls up, gives to Otero. Nearly got stuck between a shot and the pass. He's able to get rid of it. Ball tapped away. Kovacevic catches left corner. He'll float with the right hand. Too short. Otero put back tip good. Flew out of nowhere and tipped it in.
Yeah, another offensive rebound led to 2 points.
5 points for Brendan Otero. We're tied at 40. Chatwin gonna catch and score with contact. He lets out the primal scream afterward. Foul will go against Otero. It brings us to the media. Dixie State 42, Academy of Art 40. 15-17 to go. Chatwin catching, spinning away from Otero, scoring with the foul. That takes us to the 60-second timeout and we'll come right back on the Trailblazer Basketball Network.
It's back to the action for DSU Athletics, brought to you by Ken Garff, St. George Ford Lincoln. We now return you to Dixie State Athletics.
15-17 to go in the second half. Dixie State leading it at 42-40. We welcome you back inside the Burns Arena. Carrick Segmiller, Mike Olson with you. In this, the second game of the 2018-19 Trailblazers season. Dixie State trailed by as many as 4 here in the second half. Back up on top, 42-40. And it's been a personal 5-0 run, trying to make it a personal 6-0 run for Cameron Chatwin.
That's right. Chatwin, great energy off the bench. Wade Miller, great energy off the bench. Dixie State having 22 points now coming off the bench.
Free throw on the way and in. Cameron Chatwin with 7 points. The junior forward from Mesa, Arizona. Actually played a couple of years at St. Martin's D2 school. Out of the GNAC up in Washington State. Dante Williams behind the back dribble. He's back in for the Urban Knights. Stolen away by Dub Price. The steal. He's got Pagankoff, and it's tapped away. Dixie State will remain with possession, though. Andre Wilson buries a 3 straight away. Broken play, but they'll take it.
Yeah, I was going to say, we won't worry about how it got there, but he hit the shot. We'll take the 3.
Swallowed my words there. I was trying to say Dixie State retained the possession. Same thing. Doesn't matter how the call comes out as long as Dixie State gets the points. 46-40, Dixie State matching its game-high lead of 6. 14:28 to go. Dante Williams with 8 to shoot, splits 2 defenders, and he's fouled by Cameron Chatwin. Late whistle, but it rings out. There was contact, and Dante Williams will go to the stripe for 2 free throws.
Dixie finding a little success with the 2-3 zone. Come out of the timeout and switch to a 2-3 zone. That's about the 3rd possession now they've been in that zone, and starting to see a little bit of success with it.
14:23 to go. Dixie State on top, 46-40. I've been looking over here as Austin Montgomery set to make his first appearance of the season. Dante Williams, first free throw. It rims out. You look at the Dixie State bench and how active the assistant coaches are, especially Jeremiah Barnes. I mean, you've got coaching experience as well. I mean, what do these guys think? What's going through there? They have so many responsibilities on the sideline that they hardly see the game, it seems like. They're shuffling personnel in and out. I mean, it's nonstop. It's go, go, go over here.
That's right. Well, I've never had to coach against my brother, so I'm sure that's a big factor for Jeremiah.
Second free throw, no good. Montgomery will get his first stat of the season with a rebound immediately. Pagankoff inside off the window and in. And Montgomery kind of cut in there, cleared things out. Pagankoff with the rebound, or with the bucket.
Great little one-on-one move, and then hopefully that's the start of a big run here for Dixie State.
Game high 8-point lead for the Trailblazers. 48-40, 14 minutes to go. Otero, baseline right side. Pass into the corner. The long touch pass. Otero deep to left right corner. Off the front iron. Pagankoff the rebound for Dixie State. Pagankoff leaving for Montgomery. Leaves for Wilson. Right wing. Bounces it into Chatwin just out of his outstretched hands of Chatwin and out of bounds. The turnover.
He had in there. All he had to do was take 1 or 2 dribbles to the baseline, increase that angle, and that bounce pass would have led to a dunk.
Yeah, Cameron Chatwin with a great seal on his man. All he had to do was catch and spin and throw it down, and we would have been having fun with the call on that dunk, but was not to be. Passed just a little bit too out in front of Chatwin. 48-40. Dixie State an 8-point lead. Derek Davis holding for Academy of Art. Gives to Otero. Back to Davis. Swinging it around the horn. Kovacevic left corner 3. No good. Austin Montgomery tiptoes the inline with the rebound. Outlet pass to Frampton. Frampton to Wade Miller. Catch and shoot 3. Straight away. Bingo. Dixie State by 11.
You know, it's a great possession. Coach Judkins pushing the right buttons here. This zone's really helping. You know, it's the defense to the offense, and this zone and the decision to go to zone has really paid off for Dixie.
13 minutes remaining in the second. Keel Long kills the dribble, leaves for Gary Davis. Davis, 10-foot floater, kisses it off the glass and in.
Yeah, it's been a little while since Academy of Art have had a field goal. But once again, Dixie State, the energy's good, and hopefully they can feed off of it.
Frampton bounces to Chatwin. He'll take a 3 straight away. Maybe a heat check 3, leaves it short, barely catches the iron. And here come the Urban Knights. Kovacevic to Otero, bouncing inside Radovich. Tip taken away. Dixie State to steal. Coach Judkins says, let's go. Push it up the floor. Frampton For Wade Miller. Skip pass to the left side. Catch and shoot three. Andre Wilson, no. Montgomery can't corral the rebound. And in fact, is he going to be called for foul, or is that Chapman that's going to get whistled for it? It's going to be Chapman picking up a foul.
Another good shot for Dixie. Anytime you can get a skip pass, ball reversal. I think that's the third possession in a row where Dixie State has taken a three. So, very perimeter oriented right now. Coach Judkins is screaming at him to post and get the ball in the post. And if the open shots are there, you might as well take them. But still with the zone, Dixie's going to stick with it. They've seen some success.
Youngblood, Conway, Matthews back into the game for Dixie State. Milivojevic back into the game for Academy of Art. Gary Davis spots up left wing three, too strong. Conway the rebound, has to tiptoe the end line, chucks it back into Dason Youngblood. Youngblood to Frampton, catches, leaves inside. Montgomery is fouled. His first shot attempt will not even go as a shot attempt. He's fouled, and he'll go to the line for 2 free throws.
Academy of Art's gone cold on the offensive end. We talked about them being streaky. They can string and put together 9 quick points, but they can also go 2 or 3 minutes without scoring a field goal.
That'll bring us to the under 12 media timeout. 11:45 to go. Dixie State leading at 51-48, 51-42. 60-second timeout and back on the Trailblazer Basketball Network.
It's back to the action for DSU Athletics, brought to you by Ken Garff St. George Ford Lincoln. We now return you to Dixie State Athletics.
Welcome back inside of the Burns Arena. 11:45 to go. Dixie State a 51-42 lead. It hasn't been that way, though, for long. It's a 17-6 run for Dixie State over the last couple of minutes. They've heated up from outside. They've moved the ball well. They've tightened things up on defense. Exactly what you'd expect to see in the second half from Coach Judkins' coach team.
That's right. And, this early in the season, you want to find what combinations work for you. And traditionally, Coach Judkins plays a lot of man-to-man and has found a lot of success with his 2-3 zone. That's caused Academy of Art to now be shooting under 40% from the field. If they can keep that going and hopefully keep converting on offense.
Austin Montgomery has his first point of the season, makes the first free throw. We'll have one more. We talked about him last week. He was not available. He's a guy that, obviously out of high school, he makes both free throws, signed to the University of Utah. So he's got the talent. He's had a few injuries here and there. Dixie State leads 53-42. And this year as a senior, we'll see what kind of impact he has on this Dixie State team. 53-42, Dixie State leading by 11, 11:30 to go. Zuri Williams to De Carranza. Rainbow shot from the right corner is short, catches his own rebound. He'll give to Zuri Williams. Williams into the lane. Shot blocked by Austin Montgomery. Tapped around. Who's got it? Niven's got it. Academy of Art resets. Leaving to Zuri Williams. I'm not sure why the shot clock ever reset. Ball never hit the rim. De Carranza, left corner three. Too strong. Offensive rebound. Kovacevic leaves with Davis. Davis inside to Niven. Third time's the charm. Academy of Art will score.
That's heartbreaking. You play defense for that long. You give up 2 offensive rebounds. Eventually they're going to hit a shot.
53-44, Dixie State by 9. 10:40 to go. Side to Montgomery, working on Niven. Kicks it back out, Frampton. Plays for Youngblood. Youngblood back to Frampton. Frampton to Montgomery. Puts the ball on the floor. Leaves for Youngblood. Dish inside. Conway through traffic. He's fouled. 2 free throws on the way.
Great patience by Dixie State, running the shot clock all the way down to 4. I love that possession where both post players had a chance to catch it on the block. Both post players very active, moving the ball, passing up a good shot for a better shot. Very unselfish possession right there by Dixie State.
Well, of course, in a young season, this is going to be like a Captain Obvious statement as Conway gets set for the first free throw on the way, and it rattles out. 53-44 Dixie State lead. It's a look that we haven't seen, but Academy of Art really hasn't seen, and Austin Montgomery's quick spell is done, but what a great couple of minutes for Montgomery. Montgomery at 6'8", Conway at 6'7". It's a little more length than Dixie State has had in the game so far this season, and it's wreaking havoc inside for Academy of Art. Conway's second free throw will roll around and fall through. He's got 9. Dixie State on top by 10, 54-44. Josh Newbold into the game for Austin Montgomery.
Dixie's got this lead back by their defense. They're very active on the defense and playing the zone. You could give up a 3 pretty easy if you're not finding and locating shooters.
Zuri Williams, Kovacevic Driving inside shot, blocked by Conway. What a block. Here comes Youngblood. Dixie State in transition. Dason leaving for Frampton. Pump fake. And no, he just lost it. Was not knocked out of his hands. Pump fake, drove inside, got stuck beyond. Do I take it to the hole? Do I pass it? Lost it out of bounds.
He was hoping Josh Newbold would roll. He was planning on roll. He was planning on it, but once you get the key, you're that close. That's a good pull-up jumper.
Yeah. 9:45 to go. Pagan Koff up off the bench. He'll check in next whistle. Gary Davis for Art U. Holding, drives past everybody, and a late whistle rings out. It's going to be Matt Conway. Referee signals and say he got him with the body.
It definitely looked like he was straight up, but anytime you get beat and they get to the center, you want to contest it, and it's okay if you're contesting. I don't think it was a dumb foul. It wasn't like he was doing anything that he shouldn't. He just got there a little bit late, but you can contest and make him shoot some free throws.
But it used to be that defender, they didn't really give him the freedom to leave their feet. I mean, if you left your feet, it was almost an automatic whistle. Gary Davis makes the first free throw. He's got 3. You can go up. You can leave your feet as long as you are there and you're straight up. You're not bringing the arms down. But like you mentioned, Conway just a smidge late getting in there and getting up on that one. Gets whistled for the foul. Gary Davis. Second free throw rims out. Still a 9-point Dixie State lead. Quincy Matthews rebound. 54-45. Dixie State by 9. 9:30 to go. Quincy left wing. Pagan Koff looking right. Nothing there. Now to Newbold, right wing. Into Conway. Battling inside with De Carranza. Instead, they'll swing it back left. Quincy Matthews angle left side. Shot clock under 10, down to 7. Pagan Koff with 5. Deep 2 straight away. Off the right side. Rebound to De Carranza and Academy of Art. Cross-court pass. Davis inside. Layup good.
Another transition bucket for Academy of Art. Dixie ran the shot clock all the way down to 7. They got a good look, but didn't get back on defense.
54-47. This game far from over. 7-point lead. Quincy holding. Now to Conway. Driving inside. And a blocking foul. Layup good. The bucket, the foul, the free throw for Matt Conway.
Conway, he does a very good job of just understanding the game. The play was taking everything to the left. Everybody was shifting to the left. He took 1 extra second. They were asking him to reverse it, but he knew with that shift, he could beat his guy one-on-one and get to the basket. Very heads-up play by Conway, understanding what was happening and not being a robot, thinking I have to pass it here and go here. But he read the defense very well. He knew exactly what he was planning on doing, was open, and he was able to attack.
Free throw on the way, and good. 3-point play. 12 points for Matt Conway. He also knew that Zuri Williams was inside that arc.
That's right.
57-47. Dixie State back up on top by 10. Williams, De Carranza. Passing to the corner, touch pass back to Zuri Williams. Nothing there, though. Good defense by Dason Youngblood, and he gets the block. Rebound, Academy of Arts. Inside, Del Mar. Baseline right side jumper, good. He's got 3. 57-49, 8-point Dixie State lead. 8:05 remaining here in the second. Quincy, a runner inside. Off the front iron, it crawls over. Dixie State back up on top by 10, 59-49.
Quincy's very athletic and very good at getting to the hole and creating his own offense.
7:53 to go. We're under 8. Timeout coming next whistle. Kovacevic into the left corner. Kobe Williams. De Carranza right wing. De Carranza bouncing to Zuri Williams. Driving the baseline left to right, and he lost it. They're going to call a foul against Matt Conway. Oh, boy. That'll bring us to the media timeout. I'm not sure if we'll get a look at it before the timeout, but here it comes. He kind of came into him.
Inside the arc.
Contact inside the arc. That's the right call. Once again, replay. I stand corrected by the replay. 7:39 to go. Dixie State, 10-point lead, 59-49. Let's do this. Let's make the timeout just a 30, not a full, just a 30-second timeout. Come right back to the Burns Arena on the Trailblazer Basketball Network.
It's back to the action for DSU Athletics, brought to you by Ken Garff, St. George Ford Lincoln. We now return you to Dixie State Athletics.
59-49, Dixie State a 10-point lead. 7:39 to go here in half number 2. Dixie State seemed to be in control of this game. It was in question for a little while. But over the past 5-6 minutes, the Trailblazers seem to seize control and say, no, we're not going to lose 2 in a row on our home floor.
Yeah, once again, defense coming up big. Academy of Art still not shooting 40% from the field. First half, they got their lead by knocking down some big shots. They had guys, 2 or 3 of them coming off the bench, able to hit and convert on those 3-pointers, but not being able to do that second half. That zone is really causing some problems.
Out of the timeout, Zuri Williams will trigger baseline left side. He's standing on the eye of the Dixie. On that left side, will lob in to Kobe Williams. Williams standing
It's
on the
back to the action for DSU Athletics.
Have all the time in the world. Leaves for Milivojevic. Back into the corner. Kobe Williams, left corner 3. Well-designed play. They execute it to perfection. Williams knocks down the 3. He's got 6.
Yeah, they just lost track of him, didn't rotate quick enough.
59-52. Dixie State a 7-point advantage. 7:10 remaining in regulation. Youngblood. For Newbold, gets past him, but he chases it down to Quincy Matthews. Left elbow, step back jumper, bang! What a play. Fake the defender out of his shoes, step back jumper at the elbow, and he knocks it in.
2 straight for Quincy. You know, he had a rough first half, but it's great to see him bounce back. He still has the confidence that's twice now that he's been able to score. Once off the dribble and the other off the jump shot.
Zuri Williams skipping it to Kobe Williams on the other end. 61-52, Dixie State the lead. 6:40 to go. Kobe Williams, 3-point land straight away, leaves for Dave Carranza, drives in on the right side, hangs and hits off the glass. Tough shot, he gets it to go.
Well, they're starting to get used to that zone a little bit. You know, they're starting to get familiar. They've made a few adjustments.
His first bucket of the night. A better time for Academy of Art. 61-54, nothing decided yet. 6:15 to play. Trailblazers with the possession and the lead. Youngblood looking inside for Pagankoff, and he's fouled. Referee runs in like there might have been something going down after the play. Pagankoff vacates the area. No harm done. Foul against Kobe Williams, his second. That will put Pagankoff at the line for a one-on-one, the 18th foul of the half for Academy of Art. Pagankoff gave Williams a little shove. Williams landed on him after the play. Get off of me. I'm going to go shoot my free throw.
Double nice checking back in for Dixie State. Hopefully he brings some energy and be able to extend this lead a little bit. The largest lead of the night's been 11.
Front end of the 1-and-1 is good. Pagankoff will earn 1 more. He's got 6 on the night, but those first 5, I believe, came in the first half.
Right,
we haven't
very early.
really called his name here in the second. 2:54, Dixie State lead. Second free throw, no. Dub Price, offensive rebound. You called it. Dub coming in off the bench. And a big impact already. Youngblood holds, 3-point land straight away, 15 to shoot. The near side of Pagankoff. Pagankoff with 9 to shoot. Looking into Conway, nothing there. Instead to Dub Price. Trying to get it to Quincy Matthews. And he throws it away. Had to check and see if maybe that ball was tipped, but no, it just slipped out of Dub's hands. Wanted to pass it to Quincy, looked like maybe hesitated, lost it, goes out of bounds.
Great idea. You know, once again, you want to make Academy of Art play defense a full 30 seconds. You know, make them move, make them make a mistake and get an easy bucket. The right idea, just the pass was just a little bit late.
5:37. Kobe Williams, left corner 3, rims out. Conway the rebound. He'll lead with Frampton. Frampton just checked back in. A whistle and a foul. Zach Frampton is fouled. He'll go to the line for a 1-and-1. It's Kobe Williams again, his third.
Both coaches doing a great job. You know, you look down, Julius Barnes trying to find an answer for that zone of Dixie, and Coach Judkins doing everything he can to get his team into an offensive rhythm.
Frampton missed the front end, but a lane violation against Dave Carranza.
It is buy one, get one free day today.
Indeed it is.
Got a free one.
The basketball version of the free play. But Frampton back to the line for the front end of the 1-and-1. And he misses the first one. Second first one off the left side. Academy of Art the rebound. Williams, Milivojevic. Free throw line jumper. And he hangs it in.
Yeah, they're really getting familiar with where the gaps are in that zone and knew exactly where he was going to get that shot and able to get into a spot.
52-56, just a 6-point Dixie State lead. Nothing decided. An illegal screen will send it back Academy of Art way. Dub Price going to get nailed for the illegal screen, his third. Austin Montgomery will check back in. Conway going to get a breather. Montgomery very effective in the few minutes that he played earlier in the half. Let's see if he can duplicate the effort here.
Great minutes by Matt Conway. You know, he played hard, both ends of the floor. Really made a difference on the offensive end. He didn't get the ball on the post as much as he wanted, but he really posted hard.
Three-pointer, Kovacevic, and he knocks it in. He's back on the board. He's got 11 to lead the Urban Knights, and it's a three-point game. Strap on your seatbelts. Don't go anywhere. This one's going to go down to the wire. Montgomery leads to Pagankoff inside Quincy Matthews. He's fouled. And he'll go to the line for the double bonus. That's the 10th team foul against Academy of Art. Milivojevic picks up the foul, and by my count, that's number 4. Indeed it is. Quincy Matthews to the line for a pair of Fabulous Freddy's free throws.
We talked about how streaky Academy of Art can be. In the first half, they went on a run. Second half, you know, they went on that lull where they haven't hit a shot for a while, but once again, they're knocking down shots.
Matthews with 7 points for the Trailblazers. Second free throw is good. He's got 8. Dixie State lead back to 5. 64-59. 4:38 to go. Williams. Keel Long. Back to Kobe Williams. Gets a screen, drives, kicks. Kovacevic, 3 left wing. He buries it again. He's got a game-high 14 points. Most of those coming from beyond the arc. 2-point game, 64-62. Dub Price inside to Montgomery, and Montgomery is fouled by Otero. 2 free throws coming for Austin Montgomery.
You know, I would be very surprised if Kovacevic has hit a shot tonight that he hasn't caught and shot. Everything is catch and shoot. They need to make him dribble. He's a very good catch and shoot guy. Right there, that was the second one in a row where he's catch and shoot. You know, we've talked about it many times tonight. Dixie not knowing where the shooters are, and he's one you can't lose.
First free throw for Montgomery is up and in. He's got 3 points, all from the free throw line.
It's a good post by Montgomery. Did a good job of holding him off, understanding exactly where the ball is going to be coming from.
Second free throw good. 4 points for Montgomery. Dixie State, a 4-point lead, 66-62, 4:03 remaining. Kovacevic again, no. Good look from the left corner. It rimmed out this time. Pagankoff the rebound. Can Dixie State take advantage of the miss? Pagankoff inside Montgomery. Operating on the right block against Niven. Spinning back to the right. Throws it up. Circus shot good. And he is loving it. 6 points for Montgomery. I don't think I've ever seen that much emotion from Austin Montgomery.
Nor did I know he was
DSU Athletics.
I don't know how
brought to you by Ken Garff, St. George Ford Lincoln. We now return you to Dixie State Athletics.
Welcome back inside the Burns Arena. Dixie State a 6-point lead, and boy, fans have got their money's worth tonight. It's gone back and forth, and Trailblazers led by double digits at 11 2 different times, but other than that, both teams have been within striking distance, and it's been a fun game inside the Burns Arena. Fans treated 2 good games today. The first game was a good one. It's a great day anytime you can come to the arena and purchase 1 ticket and get 2 phenomenal basketball games out of it. Fans certainly have been able to do that tonight.
Absolutely great weekend of basketball, and certainly tonight's game's been great. And, you know, Wade Miller, we haven't mentioned Wade Miller coming off the bench again as he knocks down that free throw. A great energy off the bench. You know, right away provide some instant offense. Just add water, and you're going to get some instant offense with him.
Miller with both free throws. And he's got a team-high 14 points. His career high is 22 against Fresno Pacific. He was on fire from outside. That was earlier this year, January 26, 2018, inside the Burns. De Carranza tries to hang and hit. Can't get it to go. Offensive rebound, Keel Long. He flew out of nowhere along the end line. He caught it. He scored. 6-point game, 70-64. Dixie State on top. 3 minutes to go.
Those offensive rebounds will kill you.
Dixie State will try to respond offensively. Montgomery. The way he catches that ball, I keep expecting him to pull up from out there. I know he's not going to. Wade Miller has it stripped in the lane. Chased down by Dub Price. Leaves for Andre Wilson. How about a 3? Left wing, no. up, and the rebound goes to De Carranza and Academy of Art. Kobe Williams leaves it for De Carranza. De Carranza into the corner. Keel Long. Kobe Williams holding right wing. And he's going to be fouled by Andre Wilson. And nobody likes it, but Andre did bring the knee up, the leg up to kind of keep Williams where he wanted him, and that's the right call.
That's right. And, the good thing is he's making him dribble. He's a shooter, and you don't want him to catch and shoot. Doing a good job making him put it on the floor, but just not able to keep up with him a little bit. Hands up, move your feet.
And that is the 18th foul against Dixie State. 2:20 to go. Kobe Williams misses the front end. Montgomery taps the ball, but it goes to De Carranza. Offensive rebound. Keel Long holding. The right side, it's Zuri Williams. Williams leaving for Kobe Williams. Whips it inside De Carranza. Knocked out of his hands. Kicks it back out, Keel Long. And he'll throw it to the corner. Kobe Williams, right corner three. No. Rebound to Pagankoff. Dixie State will take a timeout. Casey Winters, Dixie State assistant coach, just said to Coach Judkins, hey, we've got all 3 timeouts. We might be able to use one and just kind of give the guys a breather, draw something up here. That's the first coach's called timeout of the second half, so it's a 30, and it will stretch to a full, but let's keep it right here with under 2 minutes to go. I remind you that timeouts are brought to you by Catering Concepts. When it has to be perfect, call Catering Concepts. They'll take care of you. Trailblazers a 6-point lead, 70-64. Dixie State has done just enough in the second half to maintain that lead. Academy of Art is trying to make a couple of runs, but ultimately Dixie State in a good spot, up by 6, less than 2 minutes to go, and with possession. Kind of a play to expect Dixie State to run. Almost a full shot clock. They'll have it at midcourt. A lot of options out of this timeout.
Well, one thing we do know, it's not going to be a quick shot. It should be a quick shot. You probably see some 4-out, 1-in motion, a lot of ball movement side to side, make them play defense, and hopefully there's going to be a post touch. You want to get a post catch at about, with 26 in the shot clock, about 18 seconds, you're going to hopefully see a post touch to get the defense to rotate, move the ball. They're going to look for something inside. If they can get the ball inside, maybe get a 2-and-1 or an easy bucket inside. That's key. On the other end, Carrick, Dixie's leading the world of rebounds right now with 40 rebounds, but they've given up 13 offensive rebounds. If you're going to keep Academy of Art out of this game, you have to keep them off the boards and not let them get those second chance opportunities.
Out of the timeout, on the floor for Dixie State, it'll be Wilson, Pagankoff, Montgomery, Wade Miller, and Dub Price. For Academy of Art, it's Zuri Williams, Kobe Williams, Niven, Keel Long, and De Carranza. They'll lob in to Pagankoff, hustles across the timeline, and Dixie State is off to the races, running the play. Wade Miller left wing. Andre Wilson hits the deck away from the ball, gets back up, and then catches on the right wing. Puts the ball on the floor. Drives inside, gives the dub, and he'll force it up and in.
That's exact post touch you want. Great left to right. Be patient. You'll get the ball. If you can take care of it and move it, you'll get the shot you want.
72-64. Dixie State an 8-point lead. De Carranza kicking to the corner. Keel Long left corner three off the top of the backboard. I thought that was usually out of bounds, but maybe they judged it didn't go high enough off of it. Dixie State the rebound. Montgomery is fouled away from the ball. Niven throws him to the floor. A couple more free throws coming for Austin Montgomery.
Usually Dixie gets an offense or gets a defensive rebound, and Coach Judkins is urging them to push the ball and run. That time, getting the ball, tell them to hold it up a little bit. Time and possession here. 1:13 to go. Just be patient. Wait. Let's get a good shot. Led to some free throws. Montgomery can knock these down. Another defensive possession here is really big.
Austin Montgomery, 6 points tonight. Trying to make it 7 and then 8. First free throw. Good. 7 points for Austin Montgomery.
It's good to have him back.
Indeed it is.
They missed him last week. It's good to have him back. He's got some conditioning. You can tell he's tired. And these games are going to be the best thing for him.
Second free throw crawls over the rim and in. Dixie State going to take another timeout, a 30-second timeout. Make sure they've got the right personnel in. Austin Montgomery, for all intents and purposes, he's perfect tonight. He's 1 for 1 from the field. Academy of Art taking the timeout. I said Dixie State. It will be Academy of Art. Montgomery with 8 points. He's made his only shot attempt from the field. He's 6 of 6 from the free throw line. Got a couple of rebounds, a block, a steal. I'd say that's not too bad for just about 8 minutes of play for us in Montgomery tonight.
Quality minutes, coming off the bench and a first game of the year. You don't know what to expect. He's played with some good energy. He's a good teammate. I noticed that he communicates very well. He's smart. He knows how to play. He knows how to help. Doing a great job. I think he's a great teammate. But I love this lineup. I think you're going to see this lineup a lot.
Yes.
I think he complements Dub Price, and you've got Wade Miller and Andre putting pressure at the front. This is a great lineup right here with these 5.
1:13 to go. Dixie State back up on top by 10, 74-64. Dixie State some half-court pressure. Milivojevic will hold it. D-Logo straight away. Swings Kovacevic back to Kobe Williams. Williams off the screen. Gives to Milivojevic driving the end line. Touch pass. Offensive foul. Milivojevic driving the end line. Ran over Dub Price. That's one of Dub's favorite things to do, is to draw that offensive foul. And that is the 5th foul against Milivojevic. And his night is done.
Anytime you can take a charge like that and have a guy step up and take one is great. It's a good thing you did, because he hit that 3 in the corner. And, with just under a minute, 58 seconds to go, up 10. This possession, Dixie, you want to work the clock a little bit. Academy of Art's going to gamble. They're going to be very aggressive, try to get some steals. Dixie just has to take care of the ball and be patient. If they'll take care of the ball and move it with efficiency, they'll get fouled. I won't be surprised to see Dixie shoot 2 free throws here in about 12 seconds.
Well, let's see if you're right. There's 58 seconds on the game clock now. So with 46 seconds on the game clock, Dixie State will be shooting free throws. Nicholson going all Tony Romo on us. Calling the play before it's going to happen. Dub Price, press breaker to Pagankoff. Bouncing inside Montgomery. Reverse scoop and score for Austin Montgomery. The big fella, left to right. He's got 10 points. 12-point lead, 76-64, and a foul on the other end. Dixie State tries to break up the fast break. It'll be Andre Wilson. It wasn't free throws, but hey, 2 points in the bucket.
You want to take what they'll give you, and a great play. They were trying to foul very early. Coach Judkins did a great job drawing that play up to get the ball up the court really quick and run away from the defenders.
Del Mar will make the front end of the 1-and-1. He's got 4. 76-65. Dixie State by 11. Well, I was just excited to see Austin make that move, because I've seen him do that a ton of times, and he likes to try to go for the dunk. Del Mar will make both free throws. He's got 5. This time he changed it up and said, I'm going to get the bucket. Not going to try to force it. Laid it up and in. Ahead to Dub Price. 40 seconds remaining. He'll bounce to Wade Miller. 37 game clock, 20 shot clock. Pagankoff is fouled by Zuri Williams with 33.9 seconds remaining. Dixie State a 10-point lead. Now it's all about making free throws. And don't foul defensively. Wrap this thing up.
Oh, with this free throw, Pagankoff could match the largest lead of the game with 11. You hit it right on the head. Free throws and take care of the ball.
Pagankoff will miss the first. Off the back iron. One more free throw for Pagankoff. Meanwhile, Gary Davis is back in for the Urban Knights. Kovacevic back in. Second free throw short. Lane violation, De Carranza. This is second of the night.
Well, Pagankoff, he's the first one to say thank you. He wants another crack at that. Very rarely, I would doubt that we'll see him go 0 for 2 very often.
Bends the knees, lets it fly, and he gets it to go. Rolls around and falls through. 7 for Pagankoff, 77-66. Dixie State by 11. And Carranza to Kobe Williams. Deep 3, right wing. No. Rebound to Dixie State. It's Dub Price with it. He's fouled by Kovacevic. And Dub Price will go down to the other end for a pair of free throws.
Opportunity to get to double digits for Dub Price tonight with 9 points. Dixie, a great 4 minutes. That last 4-minute battle, critical. Did a very good job of taking care of the ball, playing together as a team. Their defense was great.
Dub Price missed his first free throw. For a team, Dixie State 20 of 27 from the free throw line. Second one for Dub Price. Leaves it short. Rebound to De Carranza. Pass ahead to Gary Davis. De Carranza, 16 seconds remaining. Finger roll at the bucket, and he'll lay it in. 4 points for De Carranza. 9-point Dixie State lead, and that should do it. Both of today's games inside the Burns Arena are going to end in a 9-point win for the home team. Dixie State winning at 77-68. The handshake at center court by the Dixie State and Academy of Art coaches, and the embrace, the brotherly embrace by Jeremiah Barnes and Julius Barnes. And you got to love it. There's nothing better than family. And then when you throw in family and basketball, it doesn't get much better than that. Dixie State emerging victorious. A hard-fought battle. Urban Knights making the Trailblazers work for everything tonight. Trailblazers win at 77-68, even up their record on the season at 1-1, and improved to 17-0 all-time against the Academy of Art Urban Knights. Trailblazers win 77-66. We're going to break things down here in just a few moments in the Camping World postgame show, but like we do at halftime, quick hitter thoughts on the second half at least, Mike, and then we'll break it down in depth and in full detail after the break.
I hate to be cliche, but defense wins championships, and defense was the key tonight. You know, that adjustment to go to a zone the second half was a great decision by Coach Judkins. We like cliche. Every once in a while it says cliche things that you've got to do, and if you don't do them, then that's the reason that you win or lose. So we like the cliche things. Dixie State is 77-68 win. Let's take the 2-minute timeout. When we come back, it'll be the Camping World post-game show. We're going to break it down. We'll name a campus dining player of the game, a Jimmy John's play of the game, and we'll break it down, all of it inside the Camping World post-game show. Trailblazers victorious, 77-68, 2-minute timeout, and back to wrap this thing up with the Trailblazer Basketball Network.
It's back to the action for DSU Athletics, brought to you by Ken Garff St. George Ford Lincoln. We now return you to Dixie State Athletics.
Welcome back inside the Burns Arena. Dixie State victorious 77-68, earning their first victory of the 2018-2019 season, evening the final record, or the record at this point at 1-1. The final score, 77-68. Welcome back inside the broadcast. Sitting courtside still, Carrick Segmiller, Mike Olson with you as we break this thing down inside the Camping World post-game report. A lot to talk about. Let's break it all down. Like we mentioned before the break, we're going to name a campus dining player of the game and a Jimmy John's play of the game. So get your thinking cap on, Mike, because we got to name both of those here in the second half. We'll also look to chat with head coach John Judkins and get his thoughts on the victory tonight. Let's give you the numbers first. Just break down the basic numbers. Dixie State goes 48% from the field for the game, 25 of 52, 7 of 9 from beyond the arc, 36% from three-point land. And, you know, it's funny, Dixie State had only attempted 6 free throws at halftime. And I mentioned during the halftime report that Coach Judkins is going to want that free throw number to be closer to 30 attempts by the end of the game, and they end with 28. 20 of 28 from the stripe, 71%. You know it. You know this. You know Coach Judkins well. He wants to get to the free throw line, and he wants to take advantage from there. They missed a few down the stretch, but they weren't any that had any real impact on the game. Trailblazers were able to dictate the tempo, find open looks, and if they couldn't, they got fouled. Took advantage from the free throw line tonight. That was a big key to the second half, at least from my point of view.
Absolutely. You know, you're right on that. Those free throws, and really what we have to go off of is last week, you know, and how critical the free throws were in Dixie mounting a comeback last week. Free throws are a big part of Coach Judkins' offense. And anytime you can attack the basket and you're smart and you're aggressive, you're going to shoot some free throws. And to me, that just shows that you're running the offense well and you're being aggressive and you're taking care of the ball, which all things lead to playing better.
Dixie State has 3 players finish in double figures, led by Wade Miller off the bench. How about Wade? You know, we talked about him right towards the end of the game. He came in and he made it, you know, a few big shots in the first half, bang, bang, bang. And then after that was, you know, more quiet in the second half. But I mean, you talk about a sneaky good game. 14 points, 5 of 8 from the field, 2 of 4 from downtown, 2 of 2 from the outside, 4 rebounds, an assist, no turnovers. I mean, that's one of your candidates for your campus dining player of the game right there in 18 minutes off of the bench. We've talked about him last week. We've talked about him throughout the broadcast tonight. And he was part of that lineup out there that you said this could be a very big lineup for Dixie State throughout the season. And just a sneaky good game for Wade Miller tonight. Someone that, is just kind of, goes to work, brings his work pail, and does what Coach Judkins and what the coaching staff asks him to do. And maybe doesn't get all the glory all the time. And just a great game tonight by Wade Miller.
Yeah, I learned something about him. I kept hearing the name Bubba come from the bench quite a bit. And I couldn't figure out who they were talking about.
And that's Wade.
And right away, he stepped in, and as soon as his name is called, he's ready to go. It doesn't take him long to get into the game and have to find a rhythm. 2 times I can remember tonight when he checked into the game, he instantly was very aggressive. He hit a 3, did a great job getting to the free throw line, makes his move very quick. He's not afraid to attack the basket. I think great minutes by Wade Miller, playing starter minutes off the bench with 14 total points, no turnovers. He's very smart and plays well. So definitely a candidate for player of the game.
From there, Wade Miller with the 14, Matt Conway with 12 points. We might as well just start calling him Mr. Reliable because, he goes 4 from 9 for the field. He had a couple of misses, but, did more than just the scoring tonight. 12 points, 4 or 5 from the free throw line. How about 9 rebounds, 3 blocks as the Trailblazers finished with 7 total blocks tonight. You'll take that any day of the week. Conway just 1 rebound away from a double-double. Did a little bit of everything tonight. And then Austin Montgomery. So you can just kind of couple those guys together and just talk about post play. Great post play tonight from Dixie State. Even Cameron Chatwin played 11 minutes, had 7 points, a couple rebounds and assists off the bench. But Austin Montgomery goes for 10 points, and we called it his perfect night, if you will. And just 9 minutes of play, 10 points, 2 of 2 from the field, 6 of 6 from the free throw line, 2 rebounds, a block, and a steal. And in 9 minutes of play, you're not going to see many guys do more than that.
No, very efficient. I kind of had to take a double take when I saw that he had 10 points. I thought 10 points. I remember him, scoring in the bucket, his emotion coming back, and then I remember that he was 6 for 6 from the free throw line. He's very good at posting. For a big guy, he does a phenomenal job of getting really low. He gets so low when he posts up and works very hard to get his spot, and it pays off for him.
The Trailblazers improving to 1-1 on the season. We mentioned those 3 guys with double figures. Dub Price had 9 points. Quincy Matthews with 8 points. He was, a little more quiet, had some turnovers early, was able to fight back into this thing. And you're happy for a guy like Quincy Matthews to end up with, 8 points and 3 rebounds, 3 of 5 from the field. He did end up with those 5 turnovers. But that's what that's who Coach Judkins is, though. Guy struggles early. He's going to put you back into the game. He's going to give you that second chance. And Quincy Matthews, at least from where I'm sitting at the table right here, made the most of his second opportunity late in the game, made a couple buckets, and gave Coach Judkins and some of those guys and his assistants, the thought that, hey, we can trust Quincy. We've got to have him on the floor. He's key to our success this year as one of our seniors.
Absolutely. Great point, Carrick. And for a guy like Quincy or anybody to have the half that he had, when Coach Judkins is coaching, and letting Quincy know that, hey, that we can't have that. And for a player to bounce back like that, you've got 2 choices, really. You can come out and hang your head and sulk about it and have a bad attitude and, coach doesn't want me to play and the bad attitude's not my fault. Or you can do what Quincy did and just put it behind you. Flip the switch, come into the game, put it all behind you, turn the page, and knock down your first shot. I loved how aggressive he was the second half in both ways. He's athletic, very athletic. And I remember one play he caught it late in the second half on the left wing and did a great sweep move and went right to the basket. That's exactly what he needed to do is let coach know that, hey, I'm going to keep playing. And defensively, had some big plays defensively and was very active. So I think there were some good minutes for Quincy the second half after he kind of had to bounce back from that start.
We mentioned Cameron Chatwin, 7 points already. How about Jack Pagenkoff with 12 points? He didn't have the best night from the field, 2 of 6. But as your point guard, he kind of did everything he wanted. He 3 turnovers. So, you'd like, in a perfect world, you don't want your point guard to turn the ball over ever. But 3 turnovers, but he had the 7 points, but he had 5 assists. He had 7 rebounds, defensive rebounds, especially to grab those and to get the break going the other way. Distributed, got other guys involved in 28 minutes of play. And overall, pretty good night from your point guard who is, assuming his role as point guards after, we mentioned it last week, after a long line of very talented point guards here at Dixie State.
That's right. And when you look at that stat line, Frampton with those 5 assists, most of those were in transition. And he does a good job of getting the ball up the floor with his head up and looking for guys. Matt Conway with 12 points and Austin Montgomery with 10. Hopefully tonight at some point they thank Frampton for keeping his head up and
yes.
looking for them when they need it, because it's exactly what you said. He's a good point guard, and the fact that he's not selfish, he's looking for those guys. He has confidence in them. Did a good job tonight of pushing the tempo when he needed to. Tonight was a great example that they were down and they had to make a run, and Frampton was good at getting the ball up the floor with a little bit of urgency. When they had the lead, he was very good at backing it out, running their stuff, heady point guard. But where he made the biggest impact tonight was in that zone. It was on his side is where they had Kovacevic that was always lined up on his side in the zone, and he did a very good job of being back and forth and knowing where the shooter was and making some adjustments defense. So defensively, I thought Frampton played very well tonight.
The Trailblazers winning it 77-68. How about some numbers for Academy of Art? We've kind of broken down. I guess I shouldn't move on. I remiss if I didn't mention Andre Wilson had 5 points, but really 5 points for Josh Newbold, and he's the redshirt freshman. Only 8 minutes of play. With Austin Montgomery after being dinged up through the camp, missed the first game. Only played 9 minutes tonight. As he gets out there, between him and Matt Conway, may not be a ton of minutes this season for Josh Newbold, but if he plays like he did tonight in his 8 minutes, he's going to force Coach Judkins to say, hey, maybe you can move up that rotation and be in that second unit a little bit more, because he came in, he was a spark plug. He had 5 points tonight, and they were all in a quick fashion, 2 for 2 from the field. He made a 3-point shot also, and so you're a post guy that can stretch it and shoot it. That's good for an offense as well. But really liked what I saw from everybody tonight, but especially those players that we've talked about, and feel like Josh Newbold. I felt all along this is a guy that will have an impact on this season, and you saw what he can bring to the table tonight. How about some numbers for Academy of Art? 27 of 66 from the field, 40% there. 9 of 22 from beyond the arc, also 40%. But 5 of 12 from the free throw line, 41% from the free throw line. That tells you a couple of things. They had 5 free throw attempts in the first half, 7 free throw attempts in the second half, 5 of 12 for the game. Really, for a 40-minute basketball game. And this is a team that, they had 22 three-point attempts. Maybe they weren't trying to punch it inside the entire game, but any basketball coach is going to want more than 12 free throw attempts in a game. It shows Dixie State was able to play defense under control without fouling, and Academy of Art in a 9-point game only got to the free throw line for 12 attempts, missed 7 of those. A big factor in this game tonight. It
was, and a lot of their offense was so quick. Mm-hmm. Very, very push it up, catch and shoot. Where Dixie, on the other hand, they were working the ball around, trying to attack, going inside. Early in the game, I thought Academy of Art established that very early. I think at the beginning of the game, those first 6 to 8 minutes, they were pounding the ball inside, and they were looking inside and getting the ball into Niven and Otero and some of their post players, and it forced Dixie State to kind of reevaluate what they were doing in the post. They were killing Dixie in the post. And remember, if we looked at the points in the paint very early, Academy of Art was dominating. They had 12 points in the paint.
Yeah,
very early in the game. So some of those bigger guys really made their mark early. Late in the game, you didn't see it. It was more perimeter oriented.
Keep checking over there at that tunnel. Got a couple people blocking my view, but we do want to chat with head coach John Judkins tonight, so we'll keep it here until we do. How about just the benches for both teams tonight playing a major impact tonight? Look at that bench scoring, 46 to 41. Academy of Art had some guys that really played a big impact off the bench. But Dixie State with 2 guys in double figures off of the bench, and you figure that, this is a team that this year you just know you don't have a Trevor Hill that you can put on your back and say, hey, go get me 20 or 25 tonight. You don't have a DeQuan Thompson. You have a team, team is the star mentality, and that's a Coach Judkins team every year. But you don't have the guy that's going to average 20 points a game for you. And so you're going to need to spread the scoring, and it's going to make the bench play that much more important. And you see 41 points off the bench tonight. I think Coach Judkins can be very happy with that number. We've got Coach Judkins joining us courtside. Let's see if we can get all the cords in the right spot and all the right buttons pushed. Coach, can you hear us? You got us?
Yeah, can you hear me?
You with us? I can hear you.
Hello.
There he is. Coach John Judkins in the Camping World postgame show. Excited to chat with you for the first time this season, Coach, and in a winning effort. Here's a box score for you. I'm sure you've gone through it just a little bit. But Carrick Sagmiller, Mike Olson here with Coach John Judkins. Coach, first of all, congratulations on the win. Always good to get that first one of the year out of the way against a very familiar foe. And Academy of Art kind of gave your guys everything and more that they could have asked for tonight.
Well, they've played 4 games. We've watched them on film. They play really, really hard. They play really, really hard. And we knew that. One big key we wrote down with them, too, is we wrote down they'll never quit. And we got up by 10, 12. I thought, okay, here we go. And they kept I thought our zone defense hurt them a little bit, and then they kind of got a little comfortable with it. We should have got out of it a little bit earlier. But again, I thought that was a big turning part, of the game. We just got to keep guys in front. We're really struggling with guarding people. And tomorrow, that team's faster than these guys. So we hope we have a lot of rest and get ready to go and keep them in front. But I was proud of how hard they played. And when it got down to crunch time, we did a good job of scoring and then going down and getting stops, which was big. But good win. That's a good team. They're gonna be okay in the Pac West. I think they'll battle some teams, and if they keep playing that hard, they just can't get down. When they get down, then it's sometimes you can get in a losing thing and you can lose a lot. And you can get in a winning way and win a lot. So hopefully this sparks us enough to keep it going.
Chatting with Coach John Judkins in the post-game show. A lot to talk about, break down in this one. We were just talking as you made your way over just how big your bench was tonight.
Yeah,
you had 41 bench points tonight, a couple of them in double figures. And we talked about how good of a, and we called it almost kind of a sneaky good game because Wade Miller had a couple of buckets early, didn't hear from him for a while, and then had some in the second half. But 5 of 8 from the field, 2 of 4 from downtown. And he's one of your seniors, so you expect that from him. But 14 points and 4 rebounds and 18 minutes off the bench. I mean, Wade Miller, great effort.
Well, his first shot he had, if you remember, was I think Frampton drove down the middle of the court and kicked it to him on that wing on a fast break. He had a wide open 3 and he hit it. And once he hits his first one, he can really shoot it. So that was good to see him. But he got a couple even like little gimme ones, the layups. So the rebound came off and he was fighting for it and got it and put it back in. So he was our impact player of the game. I thought he played well. I thought Austin for being hurt all year. I mean, he played more in that game than he has the whole time we practiced. So it was good to see that little spark in him a little bit. Yeah. We need him. Now we got to get Julian to do the same thing, but he's got to come to practice and be ready to go. And right now he's not there yet. He's not feeling comfortable with that yet. So yeah, it will come. But I thought Josh gave us a good little bit off the bench. I thought we did some pretty things, but I thought Matt Conway played well. Yeah. He scored the ball well. He's got to work on some other things, do a better job of, but he almost had a double-double with 9 boards. I thought he played extremely, extremely hard too. So it's a good one. But like I said, Bubba, I thought he gave us a good spark. Quincy struggled early. He had 4 turnovers the first half. Just forcing stuff, just trying to do too much. He's got to let it come to him, and he's trying to do too much. And you just got to trust your teammates. And when you have new teammates like this, it takes a while to understand what everybody can do. And I think he's trying hard, which is good, but maybe over trying. He just got to let it come.
Congrats, Coach. His first win at home. A fun game to watch. Talk about the tempo of the game a little bit and what changed in the second half. You mentioned going to a zone was different. How did that change the pace of the game?
Well, I thought, we wanted to get out and run. We wanted to push it and go. I thought it was our big thing, but they were really just killing us on penetration. So we thought, well, if we zone them, maybe they'll not penetrate as much and try to shoot threes, which they there was 2 or 3 times the shot clock was way low and they they hit a couple crazy shots or we fouled them. You know, we got to do better than that. But sometimes that zone does slow them down, and they were hurting us with driving. They have nothing to lose. They just go 100 miles an hour and they kick it and shoot it. We call it rat ball. I don't know what you guys call it, but they drive it, shoot it, pass it, and then fire it up. Then they crash it. So they didn't do a lot of plays. They set a lot of ball screens that we didn't do a great job with tonight. We changed it at halftime of what our coverage was. We were late on ball screens, and so we decided to change it. But tempo's a big part, Olds. There's no question about that. We got to slow a team down that gets in a run, and we kind of we put in that little press there at the end just to try to slow them down, but we got a long ways to go with that still.
We talked at halftime, Mike and I did in the halftime report. We circled kind of, oh man, Dixie State only had 6 free throw attempts in the first half. They made 4 of them, so that's good. But we mentioned that, you know, Coach Judgen's going to want that number closer to 30 free throw attempts by the end of the night. Mm-hmm. You get to 28, make 28 of them, or make 20 of them,
yeah.
And you know, big factor down the stretch and dictating the tempo. You're getting the free throw line guys. I mean, that's where Austin got 6 of his points tonight. So how happy are you with getting to the free throw line? That many attempts. Maybe want to make a few more than that, but 28 free throw attempts. You can't be too displeased with that.
Yeah, you're right. That's one thing we led the conference last year in field goal or free throws attempted. We didn't make a lot of them, but we got to the foul line. This year's team's a little bit better foul shooter. I think Dub missed 2 at the end, and Jack and Frampton both missed 1 there at the end. We got to put them away. You put teams away, but we are, like you said, getting to the foul line, which we want. We wanted the ball more inside. We had a size advantage. We didn't take advantage of that as good as more as we should have. But Matt was posting hard, but sometimes he was going block to block to block to block. And I said, Matt, once in a while you got to go pick somebody and then get back in there and post. But he was working hard. Boy, they let us play. I thought tonight, normally the first couple of games are really tight, call a lot of fouls in the post. Tonight they were letting us bang both ways. So as long as they're consistent with it and they're letting both teams go, then I'm not upset about it. And I thought that tonight that's what it was.
Mike, you got anything else for Coach?
Olds.
Hey, Coach is expecting the hard stuff.
Yeah.
You got to break it down and throw it right at him.
He's got film to break down.
Yeah, got to get ready.
You got a big game tomorrow.
No,
so
that team's good.
That's a good call.
I thought both teams just today played really well this morning, or not this morning, but the 5 o'clock game. Westminster battled, and these guys are going to pressure us. They're athletic. They're going to drive it. We just got to really do a good job of keep them in front more. And I thought our guys, the scouting report was force a guy left, force a guy right, which I thought our guys did, but we let them get to the straight. We call them straight line basket drives. We can't do that. You got to force left, but you can't let them go right to the basket. And that's something we're going to show them on film and get ready to go. But tomorrow will be a whole different game, and we got to get our rest. We got to get ready to go, and it should be a lot of fun. So hopefully, if you didn't come tonight, come out tomorrow night and 7:30 support us, and I think you'll have a fun night.
Congrats, Coach.
Thanks,
Appreciate
guys.
it.
Appreciate you.
Head Coach John Judkins joining us in the Campbell Road Post Game Show as we wrap things up. Last that we have to do is just to name those, couple of things. Let's go with Campus Dining Player of the Game, and that's always a tough one, maybe in a game like this where they've spread it out a little bit. I think I am going to circle back to Wade Miller on what he did. 5 of 8 from the field, 2 of 4 from outside, 2 of 2 from the free throw line, 14 points, 4 rebounds, and an assist. I think we could go with an honorable mention of even Austin Montgomery coming in and doing what he did. If we don't have an official, sub of the game stat, I guess Wade Miller would be. He's a sub too, so he would have gone for that too. But I'm going to go with Wade Miller. I don't know if you disagree with that at all, or if there's someone else that should be up there tonight. He just sneaky good game, and he just gets the job done.
I completely agree. He's a player of the game. It's not what he did, it's when he did it.
Yes.
He came up big when they needed. And I remember at halftime you asking the question, who for Dixie State is going to step up? Who is going to be the one that's going to lead them and step into that role where when we need a bucket, who are we going to go to? There's no clear, he's our scorer, we need to go-to guy. And I thought that when Dixie State needed it the most, Wade Miller was a guy that stepped up and knocked down big shots.
There's Wade Miller, your Campus Dining Player of the Game. How about a Jimmy John's Play of the Game? And you think of things in terms of timing and things of, when it happened, how big was it, how exciting was it? We didn't have any dunks tonight. And maybe it's just because it's the most one, most recently to my memory, but I'm thinking of the, in terms of exciting plays, the Austin Montgomery, reverse layup on the end. Help me out here. Do you remember anything else jump off the page at you that you remember?
No, I think that's definitely the first play that I thought of because it was key. Dixie needed a basket. They ran the shot clock down way late. They got the ball inside, and really that got Montgomery going. He hadn't scored yet. That was his first bucket of the year. And once he got that I don't know what you call it, reverse back to the basket hook shot, but that got him going. And that play kind of changed not only him, but added some excitement, some energy, got the crowd to it. That was a crucial time. And
got him, and he had the primal scream right after that. And we've seen him do that a couple of times, but that's just the one thing that Austin Montgomery has got to play with that energy both, night in and night out. We'll see how he responds tomorrow night. So play the game. Brought to you by Jimmy John's, and it's Austin Montgomery with the big time hook shot, leap and laner, however you want to call it. It was big time shot for Austin Montgomery. Appreciate everyone tuning in and listening, watching, however you were part of the broadcast tonight. We appreciate you tuning in. We're going to do it, wind it back and do it all again tomorrow night. Appreciate CEC TV and their hard work and dedication, bringing both games here on the Stretch Internet portal and on CEC TV. I know it's long nights, long days for them. We appreciate all their hard work as well. I want to give a shout out back to Martin Kelly back in the Radio Dixie 91.3 FM studio for producing this game, getting us on the air and keeping us on the air throughout the evening. We'll do it again tomorrow night, day 2 of the Dixie State Red Lion Hotels Thanksgiving Classic. Will entail the 5 o'clock game with Westminster taking on Academy of Art. And then Dixie State, a tough one tomorrow night. Perennial GNAC conference champion and team that has advanced to the Sweet 16 many times over the last few years. That is Western Oregon. These two teams have played good games back and forth over the years. We'll see how this game will go tomorrow night. Dixie State, Western Oregon on tap tomorrow night, 7:30 p.m. tip. We'll have about a 7:15 pregame show for you pending the conclusion of the first game. Dixie State winning it 77-68 tonight. Again, we'll be right back here. Same 3 places tomorrow night. CEC TV, that's TDS Cable Channel 22, the Stretch Internet portal, portal.stretchinternet.com/Dixie State, as well as Radio Dixie 91.3 FM. For the entire CEC TV crew and Martin Kelly back in the Radio Dixie 91.3 studio. And for Mike Olson, I'm Carrick Segmiller, thanking you for listening or watching. Have a good night, everybody. We'll catch you tomorrow.
You've been listening to Dixie State Athletics on Radio Dixie 91.3, brought to you by Ken Garff St. George Ford Lincoln. For more information on Dixie State Athletics, DixieStateAthletics.com. Thanks for listening to Radio Dixie 91.3.